Good evening and welcome, PLW Nation. We got Friday night whiffs in the house, a matchup between the 24 and 27 Bombers and the Lightning Wiffle Club at a measly 15 and 36. The Lightning Club need to win out their last three remaining games of the season to avoid that 10th spot of auto relegation. The Bombers are kind of in that scenario a little bit as well. They don't want to be playing in that 7-8 game in relegation. Anyhow. PLW Nation, it's Friday night wiffle ball in the house, the last game of the regular season in season number 4. It's been a great season. Kyle Lohman, Chris Warfield Chicken. Who are you tonight?
Well, it's supposed to be Chris Warfield, but he's MIA at the moment. Probably closing some kind of real estate deal, buying some kind of business. That's a lot of what he does nowadays. Wiffle's on the back burner for the leader of the Warbirds.
Do you think he has something to do with the gas prices?
He might, actually. He's usually involved in some kind of dealings. He might be trying to buy PLW right now for all we know. So.
I want you to take a look at the man on the mound right now. That is Chad Sparkle Phillips. And let me tell you, he's going 50th start tonight and his 121st appearance on the mound. Do you know who he's tied with?
Taylor, I believe. Yeah, 50 starts. I believe he was
Taylor Briner.
Eighth man ever in PLW to have 50 starts, and he's now tied with Taylor Briner for appearances.
So when you see him pitch in the game number 2, he will have led the league in most appearances on the mound. Probably the most losses, too.
Yeah, you're probably right. You know, he's a workhorse. He's the guy who, the first couple of seasons in PLW, when he was on the Warbirds and when he was on the Legends, was a guy that those teams needed him to really work and get a lot of innings. He's been needed less on this Lightning squad with the emergence of Jake Purdy, of course, their ace, the guy who they want to eat up all the innings and has done so this year again, just as effective as he was last year. Purdy, a guy who can be as filthy as anybody in the league at any time. I mean, when you talk to the other members in this league and they, us as commentators, we always say like, oh, Brandon Mayo and Tom Gannon and James Stein. When you talk to those other players, those guys are like, man, Purdy is nasty. He's the guy I don't want to face.
When you really get good praise from other aces out in the league, that's when you know you're a good pitcher. Didn't Chad Sparkles win the Cy Young in the season 0?
Yeah, I think that very first season when everybody was still trying to figure things out, Chad was a little bit a step ahead of everybody and kind of figured out how to throw some pitches that moved a little bit and had a lot of guys off balance. He probably hasn't quite stayed up with the times and maybe hasn't really added to his pitching arsenal. Kind of been the same stuff he's had since season 1, slightly mixing it up.
Maybe we could rename the Cy Young, but spell it SIGH for Chad.
I like it. We were thinking about we've had multiple different Cy Young Award winners. We were thinking, wow, maybe we should be naming the Cy Young Trophy after, a fellow wiffler.
I think we should.
A famous wiffle pitcher, a guy. I just don't know if there's somebody that's been around long enough to, really earn that title. Hypothetically, if we were to name the MVP trophy, maybe we name it the Taylor Briner Award, the guy who won the first 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we quite have that yet for the Cy Young, as we're likely to have our 4th different Cy Young Award winner in the league.
Don't forget to get your wiffle ball points in right now. It's pretty even, about 140,000 on the Bombers, 130 on the Lightning. I don't know. It looks like, I think it's an even. It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, it is a pick 'em. At first glance, you're going to think, well, the Bombers, they hit so many home runs. They're the team you got to pick. But look, I think the Bombers realize that they're locked into that wild card game, or the first relegation game, the 7-8 seed. So they're, I think, going to give their bench guys a little bit of an opportunity tonight. We may see like a 7-8 man lineup out of the Bombers. And the Lightning, with a sweep, can move out of the 10 seed. So you're going to see an all-in Lightning team versus a maybe slightly laid-back Bombers team. So don't sleep on the Lightning here in Game 1 or any of the games tonight.
If the Lightning lose Game 1, though, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Sparkles himself in the lineup trying to get a little home run action as the wind is blowing out. And I was watching Hollis Hale and Trevor Bauer in batting practice, And, man, they were just dumping them all over that Hollis tree out there.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an all-in until we don't have to be anymore for the Lightning. So if they, take the aggressive approach and win game one here, and they're going to stay at it for and try to complete a sweep. But if for some reason the Bombers get them in game one, I do think you're going to see a little bit more relaxed atmosphere in games 2 and 3.
All right, guys, let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, 6:05. We are ready for first pitch up here, boys.
And then throughout the broadcast, I want to kind of just touch up on a little bit of the playoff scenario and how excited we are going into next week. But why don't you go over that lineup for the Bombers?
Yeah, and as you see there, it's all hands on deck, nobody below the line. We're going to be batting an 8-man lineup game one. Mateo Fernandez, Lalo Simmons, Hollis Hale, Big Al Fernandez, Max Fernandez, Trevor Bauer, Alex Fernandez, and Jake Shirley rounding out their lineup. 8-man lineup for the Bombers. Every man here in attendance tonight is going to have a bat for them.
I see that Adam Tanik is in the Twitch chat right now. I wonder if he could throw out who the pitching strikeout leaders are. I know Max has always been involved in that conversation. Is he playing for something tonight as far as the most strikeouts in a season?
I'm pretty sure it's Purdy leading the way. At least it was going into this week. Might have got passed by Gannon. I'm not exactly sure at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it's Purdy's to take if he gets a handful as well tonight.
Yeah, there's got to be some stuff.
There's a couple
on the line. Mateo
leaders.
is trying to take the home run lead. He needs 1 to tie, 2 to take the outright lead and be the season number 4 home run champion.
Exactly. Right now, Ryan Chen is leading the league with 30 home runs, but Mateo's sitting on 29.
There it is. Gannon and Purdy are tied at 176. Max at 172. So there's a legitimate shot for both Purdy and Max. Obviously, Purdy for sure is going to get that, but Max is going to be right there too. Either one of those guys could throw a double-digit strikeout game and kind of take the lead right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely going to see plenty of Jake Purdy tonight, so I like his chances to end up as the league lead in strikeouts. Not really sure what the Bombers' approach to pitching is tonight. I guess we'll take a wait-and-see strategy with that as Chad completes his 39th and 40th warm-up pitches. And we're about ready to go here finally.
Oh, man.
Late arriving crowd here tonight. I think a few Dodgers fans out there. Those Dodgers fans typically show up around the 3rd inning and take off around the bottom of the 6th. That's about it you get out of those LA fans. Bombers are taking the majority of the money here, 194 to 141. Don't sleep on this Lightning squad, Chad. I'm going to go ahead and give out a prediction here. Game 1, Chad might get a little lit up, but as long as they go to Purdy early enough in this game, it's going to be Lightning win. If Chad rides it out or they experiment with Towers or
I have a prediction.
with Josh Atkinson, it's going to be all Bombers. Yeah, shoot me.
First pitch home run, Mateo.
First pitch home run's a bold prediction because maybe it's not going to be a strike.
I know.
First at-bat home run, I think home run is very likely here. This wind is blowing out like crazy, guys, so I'd expect a high-scoring affair.
Chad's definitely going to go for a strike his first pitch. Oh, Chad, come on.
He went for a strike, but look, Mateo's a guy he does not want to go after. I mean, he knows that if he finds something in the zone at 53 to 5 miles an hour, Mateo's just not going to miss it. So Chad's going to try to get him to chase it something out of the zone or a little hot. And as you see him miss the first 2 pitches, hot and outside. Goes down the middle and does find 55 somehow to even the count at 2s. Tom Gannon all down by himself in the dungeon tonight, so he's got to man both the cameras and the graphics. So if the graphics are slightly off, guys, don't jump all over them. We do have a full count here in the first batter. Mateo gets under it, Trench.
Not enough.
Not enough, though. Even though that wind is blowing way out, that was probably a routine pop-up maybe behind Anthony Michael normally, and that one blew all the way out to Josh Towers, 10 feet in front of the wall.
Yeah, you could see how much that wind affected. I think he missed that really bad, and it still went out to kind of deep center out there as we have one out here. Lonell Simmons up to bat.
Yeah, Lonell been effective at the plate in his short spurts, hits the ball hard. You know, he was Mr. Irrelevant in this year's draft, last man taken, and he's really, kind of had a little bit of chip on his shoulder because of that and played a great job in the outfield. And when he's been called upon to be in the lineup, he's done pretty good things at the plate.
Look at Ref DP. He got a PLW tattoo, the first one ever in the UK.
I did see that.
Did you see it?
Ref, is that you're the one with the Warbirds tattoo, I believe, which is Absolutely.
Is he going head to toe with all the team names?
That would be epic. I mean, we might as well
all the
fly him out
emblems?
here for that.
I like it. Oh, man. Hollis with a big cut right there.
Yeah, ref does say that was Warbirds. I think we did post it. If not, we'll have to make sure to post it again.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it.
I lost TikTok here for a second. Chad misses inside against Hollis Hale here.
Looks like it's a full count. Purdue fan, welcome to the chat. You're locked into PLW Nation right now. This is the final game of the regular season, season number 4. Next week it is playoffs, and it's going to be very intense as Hollis takes a rip to the left side foul.
Do you know how many total games there's been this season after tonight?
Like all together?
Yeah, well, this season.
I don't
it's
know.
a little simple math.
How many?
270 games is the total amount of games we've played this season, which is really an incredible feat for have all these teams. And a nice turn double play by the Lightning there. Ground ball to Purdy, flips it over to Anthony Michael at second, fires it to the backstop in time, and a scoreless top of the first for Chad Phillips and the Lightning trench.
Yeah, Purdy kind of bobbled that a little bit as well, and sometimes you can't get it set and get under that 5 seconds, but they did a good job right there, and the Lightning are going to come back and see if they can score some runs with this lineup they got.
Yeah, Lightning haven't really turned a ton of double plays this year. It does seem like a lot of ground balls that have been hit to their infield do not get fielded super cleanly. They do a good job of knocking it down and keeping it in front of them, but those little bobbles cost a lot of teams those precious seconds in order to try to turn those double plays. It's the ones that field it cleanly. A lot of times you see teams really get down on the, yourself, a good example, you get down on your knees, knock it down, field it cleanly, flip it over to second, turn it.
What I am a little bit worried about tonight is I know that we're going to see some pitchers that we normally don't see. I wonder if there's just going to be a lot of walks tonight.
Yeah, when you start to see guys you haven't seen, as we are seeing Lonnell Simmons take the bump in game number 1 here for the Bombers, one of the biggest hurdles that a rookie pitcher or a newer pitcher in PLW has to take is literally just finding the strike zone.
Yeah.
It's an underrated skill that the veteran pitchers will make it look so easy, and it's just the main thing you see a lot of these new guys struggle with. As we see the Lightning lineup here, Kiefer McClendon a late scratch tonight, as I believe he's suffering a little bit of a heat stroke supposedly
even
today.
Seen Bruce either.
Bruce is here. Bruce is slated to bat second. We'll see how their lineup gets adjusted. Bo Evans, Anthony Michael, Josh Towers, Jake Purdy, all here. Chad Phillips, Josh Atkinson, Dennis O'Brien, Tim Riley, and Jake Slusher. I think Tim Riley's a late arrival as well. But 10 out of 12 here for the Lightning.
This might be the last time that Chad will ever get a at-bat in PLW tonight at some point. I hope he hits a home run. I really do. To see him go out with a home run is one of his final at-bats. I mean,
would be pretty epic.
The next season, there's no room for somebody like Chad unless it's a complete demolishing, 14-2 when he wants to put himself in.
Well, in the lineup, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. On the mound, of course, he has a place. But
yeah.
And in the field often, yeah. But in the lineup, he just hasn't quite had the pop.
Here's Atkinson.
Yeah, we are going to see Josh Atkinson lead off here. Would like to see Dennis O'Brien get some at-bats as well for the Lightning tonight. He's looking for his first career PLW hit. He's only gotten about 10 or a dozen plate appearances this year, worked a couple of walks, had a few hard hit balls, and hasn't quite executed that first hit yet. So we'd like to see Dennis O'Brien get in there. Josh Atkinson going to be a little patient here against Lonnell Simmons. Look, I know it's the last week of the season, and the Lightning, yes, they are in last, but there is something to play for always in PLW, and this team wants to get out of the basement, and they can jump the Warbirds and go from 10 to 9, and that's a big difference. I mean, the team that ends up in 10th is automatically relegated out of this league, and when we have that Challengers tournament, they're going to have to win their way back in, and what we saw in the spring and the wintertime, it was almost a situation where the Night Owls did not find their way back into this league, so avoid that 10 seed and relegation tournament at all costs.
Well, you know what you're not going to see? It's this wiffle ball do anything but go over the fence if Lonnell Simmons throws a strike to Bruce Uson right here.
Yeah, this could be 2-0 really quickly. Lonnell's just going to try to find the strike zone, and if Bruce gets a pitch up, it's gone.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Bruce just swings at the next pitch if it's relatively close.
You're probably right. I mean, he's up there wanting to swing. Another walk doesn't really do much. And there it
my God!
goes. A sky-high bomb, 3/4 of the way up there in that pine tree in left center field. And just like that, the Lightning, jumped to a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first on the back of a Bruce Uson bomb.
Man, he destroyed that. And look at this. He uses the energy from within.
The energy wasn't quite built up yet to have a perfect extraction of that Thor hammer, but nevertheless, 2-0 Lightning, bottom one.
Warning, Lightning.
And the warning has been issued to the Lightning.
Excessive time on that home run trot.
And that little thunder stick kind of met the backstop for a second.
First one of the night, you got a little bit of a leeway. Bo Evans goes after that pitch. Inside, jammed him a little bit, pops it up over to Alex Fernandez at short for the first out.
Yeah, and I think Bo, he could use the time off in the offseason this year. You could tell that he's really, really just struggling with power ever since his shoulder injury or whatever he suffered on the night of the trade.
Yeah, it was really awkward. He took the field, and he kind of didn't really do any crazy diving play, but he did make a diving effort on a play. And for whatever reason, landed awkwardly on his shoulder or collarbone, and yeah, just wasn't the same in the last month or so. So Anthony Michael rolls one over to Alex Fernandez at short for round number 2.
Here's Josh Towers. He really had a great series last time at bat. His swing really came through, was waiting on the ball, and his follow-through is one of the best in the league. I think it's those pitches that right there that he's got to lay off just a tiny bit more or go after it a little bit more.
Just a little over-anxious up there at the plate for sure.
I thought I heard a tip, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely tip. Just it is the right strategy to go after pitches up. The pitches that are up are the ones that leave the yard easily, especially on night days when it's hot like this.
Oh, man, ropes that down the right side. And that's the pull power that I like to see for coming from Josh Towers, as that's a double immediately as Jake Purdy is going to jump in the box now.
Yeah, you see Towers with the quick hands on that inside pitch. Absolutely no problem turning on that, ripping it down the first base line for a 2-out double. Let's see if Purdy, toward the bottom of the lineup here, interestingly, can drive him in with 2 outs. Purdy, another guy, a little over-anxious at the plate. He's up. Look, he's just a pure athlete. He's up there swinging. He wants to hit the ball. So just got to make a slight adjustment, wait for better pitches. And when he does, he'll drive him hard.
Real close clubhouse over there. Real close.
Count's going to be 2-1 here to Jake Purdy. Lonell with a walk already early.
Zabom's away asking when the playoff schedule will be released. It already is released. Monday night, we have Sand Vipers Snappers.
Oh, my God.
Tuesday night, we have Legends Vaders. And then Wednesday night, the Ones will take on the winner of that Sand Vipers Snappers game. There you are.
That
right there.
is
Monday night,
epic.
Sand Vipers Snappers, a rematch of last year's championship series. Tuesday night, number 1 seeded Vaders take on the Trench Bacone-led Legends. And on Wednesday night, the Season 2 champion Ones, led by potential MVP Ryan Chen, waiting on the winner of that Sand Vipers Snappers series. Cannot wait for this.
Listen, Snappers, Vipers, they're OGs in this league. Of course, I am too, now on the Legends. As the Snappers and Sand Vipers and Legends, I call out to you. Are we going to let some new up-and-coming team like the Vaders come in and win a chip the last games at Hideaway Field here? Or are we going to rep out our brand and, kind of protect the home?
Will be interesting to see. And as you see the bottom half of the standings there, the Lightning right now in 10th place. Warbirds are in 9th. Lightning have a chance to jump the Warbirds if they sweep tonight. It will be Night Owls, Bombers matching up a week from Monday in that first 7 versus 8 relegation matchup. The winner stays in the league, and the loser going to face that 9th place team for their second opportunity to stay in their league.
What's so great with that first game matchup, I'll be on the mic Monday night with the Vipers and Snappers. I mean, those are 2 perennial powerhouses that have been in the finals, playing for the finals every season, and just dogfighting year after year, stat after stat, going after each other. And one of those teams is not going to be playing for the next week.
I know, it's crazy. The Snappers, the team with the most postseason experience in this league, they've been in the championship series all 3 seasons we've had. The combination of Briner, Weber, Wilson, and Santillanes has just been their core of guys that have just led them to the championship season every season. And it'll be interesting to see that matchup with the defending champion Sand Vipers. Can't wait. So we are going to see Max Fernandez here coming in. Lionel Simmons kind of put them in a jam early. Max going to come in and try to just clean this up, get them out of it, only down 2, facing top of the order again, Josh Atkinson.
Man, Max has really been working on that screwball. It's very Briner-esque looking, and it looks like if you practice enough, you could really work with it.
Yeah, it's breaking hard outside to in against those right-handed batters. Pitch you think is going to stay towards the outer half, then all of a sudden it's in on your hands. Just nasty. Max with a nice 12-6, looks like breaking ball there. 53 miles an hour, gets Atkinson freezing. But the Lightning do get 2 on the back of that Bruce Uson home run. Have a 2-0 lead heading to the top of the second.
This is actually a good opportunity for Max to get involved in that strikeout race because he didn't start this game, but he's basically going to pitch the rest of the way as if he was, and then you'll probably see him start a game later in the series. So he's going to creep closer to that strikeout record. As we are in the top of the second inning, brought to you by Leilani Acuna, official realtor of PLW. Well, whether you're buying or selling a home, you now have a realtor trusted by PLW friends and family. Make sure you connect with Leilani on that little Instagram photo thing. Just push that. I guess she comes straight to your door with vegan cookies and cupcakes and shows you around the valley of homes that you might want to see to possibly purchase.
Wow, that's next level realty there. Leilani Acuna.
Big Al takes a wiffle ball to the back of his head.
To be fair, it's an awfully large target.
He must have felt like a Skittle hit him or something.
He thought it was a mosquito. He thought it was a mosquito, yeah. So we're going to see Big Al leading off here against Chad Phillips. Chad Phillips out there for a second inning of work. Chad was asking me before the game, where do I finish? Where do I stand in starts, appearances?
Oh, God.
I'm like, all right, Chad, let me look it up here for you. I'm like, oh, you're number 2 behind only Taylor. So, we're going to see him this game or we're going to see him next game. But look, Chad can be very effective in the correct amount of doses. We'll just see if the Lightning make sure we get him out of the game at the right time as Big Al ropes a single hard to left field. One hopper in front of Josh Atkinson.
You never know what you're going to get out of Chad. He could pitch a doozy. I heard when he faced the Vipers, he did really well. But he could also get rocked real early in addition to his good starts as Trevor Bauer is now up. He reaches low for that one.
It's a pretty optimal defense for the Lightning out there right now. Purdy at short. Dennis O'Brien emerges as a pretty good third baseman in this league. Little underrated as he's played for this Lightning team and a rookie this season, but since he's taken that role over there at third, been quite good.
That's gone.
Trevor Bauer hits an almost identical home run to Bruce Uson, and he ties this game at 2. Now, Trevor was talking to me before the game, looking at the home run totals, because we have a home run derby as well this season.
Okay.
And Trevor tied for 10th, I believe, in home runs.
Did he break it?
And now with that home run, solidifies his spot in the home run derby.
Oh, yes, you got to have him in the home run derby for sure. He knocks him out of the park. Good for Trevor Bauer as his woman, the Dragon Lady, is up on the container. She's watching. Actually, she didn't even look at that one. She was on her phone. Unbelievable.
She said, look, I don't really get up for anything less than Grand Slams, Trevor. So
Yeah, or hot cocos.
That might be it as well, yeah.
And so Chad gives up that 2-run bomb, as it does happen, as Alex Fernandez. You know what? I know that there's some players in the league that have, like, bigger margins of most improved, but I got to tell you, man, Alex Fernandez this year has been very impressive as a hitter. I mean, he's just putting together a great season, has a lot of power all of a sudden. Doesn't put up big numbers. You're not going to see 15 or 20 home runs out of him. But he's been hitting the ball harder.
Yeah, big OPS jump for Alex this year. Really looked good as a hitter. He's tried to experiment a little bit from both sides of the plate as he went up lefty there against Chad Phillips. He's definitely had more success from the right side. He does say he's a natural lefty, though, but we've seen much of Alex from the right side.
Yeah, and it's difficult to, if you're a lefty or, you think you're a switch hitter, but you don't have that many at-bats, say, coming from the left side, and then say you go 0 for 6. You're not going to keep, that going. You're going to go from the other side. I mean, for me, the only true switch hitter in this league, I believe, is going to be Adam Couts.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy who's proven to be able to have consistency from both sides of the plate.
Oh, frozen.
There's a couple of guys that when you look at them, you see potential. Josh Towers being one of them, but Couts is really the guy when you think switch hitting. He's the guy. Runnels. We've seen a lot, but for some reason, Cody Runnels, he's just a little tentative to swing from the left side. He says he hits with much better average from the right side, but more power from the left side. I don't know. He said his dad gets mad at him when he hits lefty. I don't really understand it because when I see you hit lefty, I see you hit nothing but nukes. So I don't know. We'll see if, in the future, as the league is dominated by a lot of right-handed pitching, if we see more guys start to try to switch over to that left side that, maybe have a little bit of both. We saw Jonathan Wilson the other night go for the right side and hit a home run righty.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy. So we'll see if we start to see guys mix it up a little bit.
Looks like Bruce Uson was grabbing a bat. Last time he touched it, it went over almost the Hollis tree out there. Expect big things from him this at-bat. Oh, well, he's facing Max here.
Yeah, definitely a tougher
Different
matchup
story.
this time. They got to greeted Lalo Simmons with a bomb in the bottom of the first, but now he's going to face a tough pitcher, Max Fernandez.
Yeah, Max is he keeps getting better. I love it.
So young. He's 22 years old. I mean, nothing but it's scary to think him and his brother Mateo have been as good as they are at 21 and 22 years old. A few more years of WIFFLE development for these guys when they become 24 and 25. My God, are they going to be forces to be reckoned with?
Yeah, when they start getting some of that manpower going as well, forget it.
That's kind of what you maybe see the difference between guys like maybe Ibarra and Eder as opposed to Max and Mateo. Yes, of course, they're men. They're adults.
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe they do have even more muscle to put on and, really come into themselves and become even more of a force.
Well, and the more you play in PLW, you're going to have a better eye, you're going to have better IQ, better wiffle ball acumen, all that type of stuff relates to better play. And, if you want to be young in this league, and you're going to grow, no doubt, as Bo Evans is going to get in on the action right here with one out as the Tier 2 wins start whipping around as we have 240 viewers hanging out with us Friday Night Wiffles here in Las Vegas, Nevada at Hideaway Field. I got to tell you, it was a warm one today. Oh. Kyle, do you golf during the day like this, or is it too much?
I didn't today, but yes, I am not afraid to get out there in the 105 degree weather.
What about 111, 112?
Look, you get good deals on the course when it's 111. You have to drink a lot of water, but there's not that many people out there, which is a nice thing about it. Yeah, 105-ish today plus wind should be a recipe for runs tonight. Juice is wild here. 2-2, bottom of the second, a 2-2 count to Bo Evans. Fouls it back. What's up, Poppy? I'm going to interact a lot with the chat tonight, I think.
Yeah, that should be good. And I hope Chris Warfield, the War Chicken, as he goes down on strikes, I hope the War Chicken's okay. No check-in, no call-in. He probably is doing some kind of deal with the oil companies or electric, companies.
Yeah, ref says, Kyle, when I come over, we should go for a round of golf. Happy to, anytime.
I have a set of golf clubs.
When was the last time you touched them?
Well, I mean, I've touched them.
Sure, you had to move them from one closet to the garage, possibly.
That's exactly how it went.
Nurse says it's Saturday morning here in Australia.
Wow.
Wow, Nurse, thanks for hanging out with us. Saturday morning whiffs.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael rips one right at Alex Fernandez, who does a great job knocking it down. Throwing to the backstop for the third out. The Lightning are retired, and it's 2-2 at the top of the third here in game number 1. Lightning looking to get a sweep tonight, move out of that 10 seed. We are going to see Chad Phillips back to the mound for another inning of work. Going to try to conserve Purdy's innings. They're going to want to use 9 innings out of Purdy tonight, especially if they're going for a sweep. But you got to get, in order to sweep, you have to get game 1 Trench. So after Chad gives up that bomb to Trevor, kind of a little surprising them not to go to Purdy here.
You heard it from Kyle first. In order to get the sweep, you have to win game number 1. That's why you're so good with numbers. Not everybody knows that type of stuff. Look at Storm Glider saying you're J-Lo's husband.
That is true, I am, apparently. There's a nickname given to me by the chat. I don't know if I really like it.
J-Lo's husband?
I don't hate it because, you know.
J-Hubs. No, that's too much like J-Dubs.
Yeah, that's too much like J-Dubs, yeah.
It's J-Lo's. Yeah, I mean, you have your own identity, though.
I'd like to think so. Cookie Monster?
If, what's his name? The guy with the tattoos, Def RB or something?
Mm-hmm.
If Sparkles hits a home run tonight, do you think he'd get Chad's Sparkles tattoo or maybe his face on his like ankle or something?
Wow, that would be some incredible devotion.
The dude's never hit a home run in PLW history. That'd be a good
I think
one.
if Chad hits a home run, he should get a tattoo just of, you know, maybe like a picture of the box score or something that says home run 1. And oh my goodness, Josh Towers drops a routine fly ball in dead center. I thought he had it in his hands, and then all of a sudden he was bobbling it. It was down his leg. What happened here, Trench?
Sometimes, you know, it's warm out. There's a hard ball coming at you. You're juggling it, and you can't round it in, and it hits the deck.
Yeah, on a breezy night like this, those balls in the air are less than routine for sure.
Look, we got somebody from Germany. They don't even understand the game really, but they love watching.
Yeah, welcome, Chaotic City from Germany. Yeah, it's like baseball here, just with plastic bat, plastic ball, played on a smaller field.
My cousin's from Nuremberg, but she's Italian but lives in Germany because
nice.
Her father was in the military.
Wow, ref saying let's do it. If Sparkles gets a joke run, it must have been home run.
Yeah.
I'll get another tattoo dedicated to him.
Wow, that is, listen, that's an amazing, amazing thing. To throw that out there, it's in the Wiffle verse now.
Wow. Should we go down and let Chad know? I mean, if we do tell him, I feel like Chad will immediately insert himself in the lineup. You'll have more of an opportunity. Somebody asked, are we missing cameramen tonight? We are missing a Skycam member at the moment. That was supposed to be my task tonight, but I decided to join Trench up here instead of leaving him all alone. We are a little short-handed here on the last night of the season. Fully stocked umpires, at least.
Meg Patterson, what's happening? How's everything going?
There's Tom hanging down there in the dungeon all by himself.
Poor Tom.
Doing double duty as he's done a handful of times this year. As Hollis rolls one over to Dennis O'Brien. Throws it to Purdy now, who flips it to Anthony Michael at second. But there was a runner on second, not at first. And it's going to be first and third here.
Listen, and
Chad's
this is
all angry, fired up. He's yelling at his team, not knowing the situation. I mean, look a little bit on Chad there. He's got to yell home, 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 home.
like 16 different people on that team didn't understand what was going on, and this is why they're not in the playoffs.
Yep.
Teams that are in the playoffs or were fighting for playoff contention, they can't make mistakes like that.
Storm Glider, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Look at this person's name is Call Mr. Chads. Much love from South Carolina. I love it.
Call Mr. Chats. All right.
I knew a girl from Blacksburg, South Carolina. Let me tell you, it's the thickest accent I've ever been around.
That man in left field's from South Carolina, Josh Atkinson. He's got quite a thick accent. Maybe we'll get him up in the booth tonight. We're going to put him on the ballot no matter what. We'll put up the 5 guys with the thickest accents.
Oh, Bruce wins that one.
Bruce.
Okay,
Josh. So 2. And Big Al chases that one.
Maybe Leday. He's got a little of that
Yeah.
He's got a little of that. What is that? Where's he from
He's
again?
from New Orleans.
Yeah, from New Orleans, right?
Louisiana. I don't think he's from New Orleans, but he was from Louisiana.
He's got a little bit of that.
Yeah, 2 outs now here. First and third, 2 down. I believe, even though Lalo's looking like he's rounding off. You got 2 outs, Cody, right?
2 outs.
Yeah, 2 down. Lalo looks like he wants to go over there from third base, but he's not going to be able to with 2 outs. He'll be off on the contact. Sidekick needed saying walk him. Yeah, I bet Chad does work around him here. Tries to go 59 there, 2-1. He really does not want any piece of Trevor. But I believe Max is on deck, so pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
And there he goes.
Is that an intentional?
It's got to be an intentional walk because in the middle of an at-bat, you can't change pitchers unless there's some gruesome injury or something.
We're waiting for you to get here for this.
Oh, you don't have to, but if you don't want to.
And Purdy's going to... So if Purdy gets 1 strike out, he will be your strikeout king of season number 4.
Let's get it on.
Man, these guys have a ton of strikeouts. And if Purdy gets 1, he's the new guy.
Trent, what's up? How you doing?
But yeah, I was waving to us. A little unprompted all of a sudden.
I'm
Not really
working.
sure, but
I'm working, Big Al. Apparently you're not. If you were working, you'd be on base.
I am from north of Boston, yeah. Suburbs. Used to live in Connecticut, actually. Saw a couple of guys from Connecticut.
Ref DP. Yeah, man. Look up Trench Vegan on Instagram.
Purdy comes in right after Max there. 2-2, I believe. But yeah, bad here in this game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Purdy's got to get Max. 55 outside pipe, and he gets him.
And you know what that means, Kyle? He is our strikeout leader in PLW. He was tied with Tom Gannon. He has the outright lead. I think, how many did he have with
I think he had 176.
Now he has 177.
Sounds right. I think Max was 2 back, it said. So Max has got at least 1 or 2 so far. Look, it's going to be a little bit of back and forth seesaw battle, depending on how many innings they get and how many strikeouts they ring up tonight between Max and Purdy. The pitching matchup we were looking forward to at the beginning of this evening, Max Fernandez, Jake Purdy.
Don't forget, don't we have a ballot up that you could vote for people that you think should be Gold Gloves or most valuable players? There it is.
Sure do. Last day to be able to vote, to participate in the fan vote, ! Awards in the chat. You can vote for MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Manager of the Year, and the Gold Gloves. Make sure you guys vote correctly, or if not, your ballot will be thrown out. Pick 1 guy, first, second, and third in all those first 5 categories, and give as many guys as you'd like Gold Gloves. The more, the better, really. There's a long list of guys that are listed for Gold Gloves. Give 7, 8, 10 of them Gold Gloves, and we'll pick the top 6 vote getters. And we're going to take all those winners. And I was talking to the managers and the execs today saying, look, starting tonight, you're going to have a vote.
Is it going to have enough? Yes, it does. Josh Towers, left center, power mode.
And Towers, who had ripped a 2-out double last inning, finds a leadoff bomb from the left side this inning. Fumbles the hammer a little bit, but nevertheless gives the Lightning a lead.
A huge at-bat for Towers right there. And it's good to see him do it off of really good pitching as well. Good holdup by Jake Purdy right there. Wow, a lot of people are questioning the relationship right now between you and J-Lo, saying that they can't believe you're here not taking care of J-Lo. But let me tell you, she's a survivor. She's a fighter.
She's a trooper.
She takes care of herself. She's making that noodle soup, I'm sure, by herself. Well, I guess you don't cook anyway. So,
well, slow down there. Not required to. That was not what I was hired for. Look at this bug near Purdy. My goodness, that was a massive dragonfly. Flew right near Purdy's head. He just went ahead with that at bat. I'm surprised he didn't get out of the way.
Well, Kyle, that's GK's new Robo Dragonfly.
Whoa.
And we put a little camera on that. Not quite set up for the pixelation needed.
We'll have that for the playoff stream, though. Yeah, just to finish, make sure tonight is the last night if you guys haven't voted in the awards yet. Get your votes in for those regular season awards, and your vote will count towards the actual voting for the awards, which will be done over the weekend by the managers and the execs of this league, and we will announce over the course of next week during the playoffs all the winners of those awards.
You good up there, Cody?
You know, we should have an award called the biggest balls. And let me explain this.
Okay.
And I think you might be able to win it because you have the most walks in the league, don't you? We should have like a little side award called like the biggest balls.
And what is the qualifications to win it?
You have to have the most walks in the league.
Okay, sure, I'll take it. But I don't, wouldn't that be more like, all
I'm just spinning ideas.
right, seeing what sticks?
Ref Depp sent me over that tattoo on Instagram. I'm going to open it up here in a little bit. I might even show PLW Nation on cam what's going on. Yeah, you are the walk leader.
That is true.
You're the biggest balls award.
The most, at least.
You know those?
I've seen the most balls, at least. I've seen more balls than anybody in this league.
Oh, man. I love it.
I lived right by the casinos for a little while. I lived by Norwich, Connecticut, actually, right by Foxwood. It's a Mohegan. Jen, there was this funny clip the other day at WWE. Have you ever watched wrestling?
When I was 16.
You don't watch wrestling anymore? No. Nor do I. But we saw this clip the other day where Miz and Maurice were doing some kind of funny sketch, and Maurice was saying that her husband had average balls or something. Mm-hmm. It just got Jen laughing so much because then Miz was just like, I have what? And she's like, oh, above average, I mean.
I don't know. Good strikeout by Max right there off that screwball, but off a Josh Towers home run. The Lightning Wiffle Club leading 3-2 as we go into the top of the fourth inning here at Hideaway Field. I'm Trench Bacone, hanging out with my main man, Kyle Lohman. And I want to thank you for being up here with me. As you know, we're a little bit short-staffed today, so it always feels good to have you come on up in here.
Yeah, pleasure to be up here, bud.
And the Beaver Inspector saying that I've taken a few balls to the eye, and that's true for sure. I took one straight to my corneal vortex and had me seeing blurry for a minute. Look at that. Jack Z's from Michigan saying we love wiffle ball out here.
Wow, that is home of MLW up there, by the way, of course. Sidekick saying, ever go to Angie's Pizza? I've never been to Angie's Pizza. I have been to the couple of the famous New Haven pizza places, Frank Pepe's and Sally's a Pizza.
You're a pizza guy.
I don't hate pizza, that's for sure. Sally's a Pizza is one of Portnoy's top 10 pizzas, maybe ever, I think.
Jake Purdy outside. The count's going to be 2-1.
Yeah, I had Sally's. Wasn't head over heels for it, but it was good pizza for sure. This game started a little laxed with Chad and Lonell on the mound, but now the Lightning have a lead, and there's 3 innings to go in this game, and Purdy's on the mound.
Atkinson probably didn't have to jump right there as he's about 7'3".
Yeah, I think he thought he was going to have to, and then all of a sudden that ball kind of died. I think he was prepared to leap up and rob that ball if it carried out, and it just kind of lost its momentum as it got toward him. I think fooled him a little bit. But yeah, now that the Lightning have the lead, 3-2 here, they have Purdy on the mound, and look, as we said, they want to get a sweep here tonight, and they're going to bear down here and see if they can get it done.
Yeah, this is going to be advantage Jake Purdy against Shirley right here. Remember, Shirley just about a month and a half ago broke his pinky bone diving for a ball. Our PLW medical staff grabbed a couple popsicle sticks and some electrical tape, popped that right back into place, and he was playing with it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, man. 4 minutes later, he was like, oh man, I might have to go to the hospital. And then 3 minutes later, he was like, oh, I'm good. Tanner's asking, Kyle, do I have the record for most walks on the mound at 46? I don't know.
Let's take a look. I mean,
we could find out. I don't know if that's a record you want to have, but we can take a look.
I love that the Vaders are going to try to win a championship, and Tanner wants to know if he has the most walks in the league. I like that mentality, as Mateo is going to try to blast a home run and tie or I think he'd tie the lead in home runs. But there's Purdy dancing, dicing up the Bombers right now. Oh, he just wanted to set a record. That's all.
Well, Jake also has 46 walks as well.
Wow.
Jake's done it in 105 innings, and Tanner's done it in 48. So, really, who's more impressive?
Yeah.
Be cool to have a fan award for most minutes watched in a season. It sure would. I'd like to see if we could find that. We might be able to find that and see who actually
By a
is the
fan?
most watched. We do have some Twitch analytics where every night we can kind of see, I believe, who has maybe the most watch time. We might have to splice together a number of streams and see who that is, but it might be possible to find out who it is.
You know what I think
very
we should
interesting.
do? I have an idea, and I think some of the big dogs up there in the executive world, maybe over the course of the last month, when we eventually get to a new place and do what we need to do to make this the sickest wiffle ball league, which it already is, but we're just going to do better things. Maybe a player or two or a fan or two that has the most minutes watched. Like, we could get him out to Hideaway Field or, the new field as a fan.
Done.
And we pay for it.
Sure. Whoa. Oh. Okay, sure, done.
How much could it cost? For a fan and a +1 to come out here or wherever we're going to be, and they've watched the most minutes. There's going to be people that come on the stream at 1 second. Babies being born? No, PLW. Marriage? No, PLW. Right?
There are people
Bar
that pride
mitzvah,
themselves
no.
in being one of the first ones in. I see them there during the countdown. They're chatting. I look, oh, here I am, first again.
And there's going to be, and look at that, GK Rabbit saying, oh, wait, that might be just something else. But, yeah, I think that's something that we could do. And I could see other fans really trying to hack into other people's accounts to try to not let them get as many minutes. I could see Stormglider doing a little, or Hito doing a little something like that, trying to regulate those minutes.
Red Devils 9 saying, if I don't get credit for 2 seasons of 6 games, 6-hour streams, I riot.
Yeah, Red Devil's been there, man. Michael to the right side. Bauer there. He has to watch out for a pine tree trunk. And I think the pine tree trunk would be in trouble.
Yeah, great play by Trevor Bauer, ranging into foul territory, 7 or 8 feet foul there, over by a spectator bench and a pine tree. No match for Trevor Bauer as he wrangles that one in.
I remember when we used to stream 6 games a night, and sometimes I'd be like commentating all 6, right?
Really impressive.
I remember why my back was always so hurt.
Sure.
I'd come out of this thing, I was hunched over like the
And we didn't have these AK racing chairs.
Yeah, man, thankful for that. I look like Quasimodo coming out of this booth. Playing till like 11 o'clock.
J-Lo was initially slated for the booth tonight, a little bit under the weather she is, but she will be back Monday night with you, Trench.
Gotta have it.
First postseason game between the Sand Vipers and the Snappers. J-Lo in the booth with Trench Pacone. And I'm actually going to be doing a little sideline interviews that night as well.
Yeah, that's going to be some epic games as Max gets out of that one. We're going to go into the top of the 5th inning right now. I mean, listen, I'm calling out PLW Nation right now. On Monday night, I better see a packed container.
Yep.
I better see coolers and high chairs or whatever all through center field. Wherever we could have fans and loved ones and friends of whoever it is. There's a lot of emotion that is going to be coming as this is our last week coming up at Hideaway Field. It's not only a PLW home, but it's been a home to me, you, many other people in this league, a lot of Stream Team people. We've always been able to hang out in the pool and clubhouse and do all these things. And as you know, after, some situations we haven't been able to do that. So there's a lot of emotions that are going to be tied to this last week. And I hope the people that have been a part of this, the loved ones, they come and hang out and root on teams or just have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's 5 teams that are not in the playoffs. And, and that night 1, there's 8 teams not playing, period. I'd love to see these stands packed these next 5 nights next week. as we crown our Season 4 champion here at PLW. Let's send the Hideaway Field off with a bang for sure. As Hollis Hale going to tie this ball game up with a bomb over the left center field container.
You know how many home runs he's hit over there? He's going to get emotional. That's Hollis tree. I wonder if we could dig out a 65-foot pine tree, which we named after him, the Hollis tree, and bring it eventually to a new location. There he does it. He gives a fan a seltzer, and that's his new home run trot as the siren is going for the Bombers. And Chad just said, I want a warning. Oh, and he goes full Luka dunk kick on that jam right there.
Yeah, just clowns over Trevor.
And there's Renejo saying, this is my home.
Guns asking when the next season starts. On pause for the moment.
Look at Meg Snowbird saying, yo, get me a ticket. I'll come to the game.
Just keep an eye on our socials. We'll let you know when the next season gets rolling.
TikTok, I see you 1,000 deep. Make sure you get on over to Twitch as you're watching the last series of the regular season, and then we go into big-time matchups. Basically, Kyle, the 5 teams that are in the playoffs, after, who cares about the preseason power rankings, but after about a month to go, 2 months to go in the season, those are the teams that I thought that would be there.
Yeah, the Bombers are the only surprise to me because about 4 or 5 weeks ago, they really looked like a team that was going to be there in the playoffs and then just kind of ran into a bad stretch.
I mean,
their pitching let them down a little bit, but you know, the legends emerged, and the Snappers were down in the season with Taylor Briner's injury early in the season and then Shane Weber's injury. The Snappers looked like a team that they were going to be out of the playoffs looking in, and the Bombers were going to be in. But it's been those two teams have flip-flopped. So, yeah, if I was going to say, 5 weeks ago, who are the teams that I would have thought would be out, I would have thought Snappers out and Bombers in, but it's vice versa.
Man, Jake is good.
Yeah, this is really going to get serious here for the Lightning. They need to sweep tonight to get out of that 10 spot. It's 3-3 here, top 5, 2 outs. Now nobody on for Max Fernandez. Big at bat here. If Purdy can get by Max and just go get in the dugout, as he does tank there at 50 miles an hour.
That was disgusting, Kyle. And you've really come out on as a pitcher, too. I watched a tiny bit of your game when you were pitching. Dead center. Doesn't have enough.
Oh, my goodness. Trench off the top of the wall. Towers gave up on it. Maybe if he had committed to that, he might have been able to rob it off the top of the wall and save it for a triple. But that ball does sneak over, and Purdy can't get Max Fernandez, and he goes deep. And the Bombers strike for 2 in the top of the 5th and now grab the lead 4-3.
Man, that puts a lot of pressure on the Lightning. Went right over that Tarantino sign, was there today talking to the owner, Mike Tarantino, and he's just been such a huge, huge part of PLW as Alex goes left side. Good play by O'Brien. Kind of has that Zoe throw over there from the left side.
Yeah, a little bit. Brick wall over there for Dennis. Does a great job getting down to his knees and knocking it down, keeping it in front of him. Getting that out. But damage done by the Bombers. 2 big home runs in the inning. A solo shot by Hollis Hale. And then a missile solar shot. Dead center. Ball that I kind of leaned back in my seat when it was hit. And I was like, is that going to go? Hits the top of the wall and skips over. Josh Towers standing out there in center could only watch it go over the fence. Max Fernandez gives his team the lead and now has a chance to shut the Lightning down.
And Mama Fernandez up there on the container. She's a big-time fan. Loves seeing her family as she's talking to the Dragon Lady. What's in that little koozie cooler thing? What's going on? She's getting riled up here. Friday night whiffs. Hot cocoa's flowing. We finally got Cody Runnels on Skycam 1. He's sweating, dude. Look, he's in the direct sunlight. He is not happy right now.
I told him, look, I said, look, Cody, you can go over there and man third base. We can have a stationary Skycam. And I think he's just been up there shaking his head for about 15 minutes straight now.
You know, he was talking about he wanted to get a little healthier going into a season the next time we play wiffle ball. And what a great way to, drop a couple LBs, then run Skycam full sunlight.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Basically a sauna up there. As Atkinson ropes one right off Max Fernandez into center field on the first pitch, and he's on with a leadoff single here. Brings up big Bruce Uson. with a chance to tie this game or more with a big swing.
Yeah, you know that the Lightning have been scrappy all year, especially on Friday nights. They've just really put on a show for everyone. I bet, Chad always talks about they've had like 15 one-run games. I bet you like 12 of them have been on Friday nights.
Yeah, I mean, they play all the home games on Fridays, so the majority of their games have been Friday nights. There's been a lot of fun series the Lightning have been a part of this year. A lot of close, hard-fought games. Yeah, they haven't come ahead on a lot of them, but they're a team that does not go down easy for the most part. 2-2 count here to Bruce. Big pitch from Max Fernandez. Bruce fouls that one off, misses the zone. Still 2-2. Huge at bat here in this game, in the season, really, for the Lightning. Max goes down submarine, but it's 56, and he cannot believe it. Bruce shakes a finger at him, says, no, no, no. I have second life. Full count now to Bruce Uson. Max not going to want to walk him. He's going to have to come after him here, and Bruce is going to be looking to take a swing. Bruce does take that ball outside, though, and it's first and second. Nobody out for the Lightning. Bo Evans up to the plate. We'll see if Bo can settle in. Bo's been known to roll over a pitch every now and then, and that's the last thing you want to do here is roll one over to Hollis or Alex on the left side. Got to get this ball up. Swing and miss there. 0-2 to Bo Evans. See if he can be tough with two. Max with a screwball. He does roll one over. Max is going to go to third.
It's going to be close.
Can they go to second? Can get two? And it looks like it's going to be late. They're going to get the force out at third. A little bit too slow of a developing play to get that double play, despite it being the quote-unquote easy way, as we say. First and second, one out. Lightning got a bit of a break there. We'll see if Anthony Michael can hit the ball in the air to the outfield trench.
Man, Max is really dialed in with that screwball tonight.
It's diving nasty. It's really starting on the outside wide, and then it really ends up inside. That was Anthony's pitch, and he just swung and missed at it somehow.
And look at our new pole up there. Gannon's going to have to go to his left hand, work his right hand on the angles. He's like Octopus Man down there right now.
I think it says, which playoff team logo would make the best tattoo? Which playoff team logo would make the best tattoo? Well, not the Vaders, because that looks like it was drawn by
It's going to be the Legends. It probably has the coolest...
with the top hat?
The shades, I think, would make a good one.
Anthony Michael rips one. Alex Fernandez at short. Over to Hollis Hale. Over to Trevor Bauer. In time for a double play. And just like that, disaster thwarted by the Bombers. The Lightning, fail to score. First and second, nobody out. And they couldn't bring anybody home.
It actually could be the ones, too, would be a cool...
Yes, with their new guy.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the ones. The ones is the one.
That's the one.
That's a mouthful.
You can't have some, like, silly turtle or a little snake viper thing or... a little alien head from I love them all, but as a real tattoo, it's either the ones
BA,
or the Legends.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to go into my Instagram now, and I'm going to look at Ref Dep's.
There's Cody Runnels hanging out in the heat. Oh, look at him. You can just see he's sweating.
Oh, watch out for airmail status. Oh. Love it.
Great job by Chad Phillips to stay with that. That ball kind of ate him up a little bit at short off the bat of Shirley. Chad had to chase it into outfield a little bit, but didn't panic. Took his time, fired a nice strong throw to the backstop for the first out here in the top of the sixth. Purdy has to get through this lineup and only be down one.
Amazing. Tom, after this inning, go up top, and I'm going to show you Ref Dep's Warbird's tattoo, and that's how serious. Look how cool that tattoo is, Kyle.
You want to talk about serious? What? Tanik just says, if we win, the whole team is getting a Viper tattoo. That seems, wow, that's bold.
There it is. They'll be gelled together forever. Let me.
Mateo Fernandez ties Ryan Chen for the lead in home runs with his 30th bomb of the year and gives the Bombers a 5-3 lead here in the 6th of game number 1. The Lightning will be chasing at least 2 if they want to have any chance of getting out of the 10 seed. Mateo is going to have about another 8 or 10 opportunities tonight to pass Ryan Chen. Chen did miss a whole series this season. Only in 51 games. I don't think Mateo's missed any games this season. I'm not positive. But nevertheless, right now, Ryan Chen, Mateo Fernandez tied league in home runs. 30 home runs each.
Man, he just really has been seeing the ball well.
You know, really surprising. We actually aren't seeing as Lionel Simmons rips one to left field, and Josh Atkinson couldn't quite keep it in front of him. He kind of boots it. He kicks it into the pocket radar sign. Lionel's going to have a one-out double. You know, I really thought we were going to have a new home run record this year.
Yeah.
We played more games. I believe Taylor has the record with 33. But, you know, unless Mateo has a huge night here, we're looking like 30-31 might be the new PL. The record stands at 33 still.
Yeah, I think eventually it will get broken, but it's going to get a lot harder as the pitching's going to get a lot deeper as seasons go on.
It's true, yes, we play more games, but as guys continue to get nastier and nastier on the mound, harder and harder to hit home runs. But the batters are a little more patient as well, taking a few more walks than they did. Man, tough spot for the Lightning here. It looked like they were going to maybe run away with this one. They got 2-0 lead in the first inning.
Oh,
Purdy
man.
paints 55. That looked like 60. All as hell, can't believe it.
And everybody's saying they want those Viper tattoos. Yeah, if you're on the strip and you've had a few hot cocos, I get it. Or maybe I like
There's a chance where they walk into a tattoo parlor and they ask for Viper's tattoos and they end up with like a Dodge Viper on the side of their leg, maybe. Yeah. Big Al jam shot, and that's going to get over everybody's head. And it's going to score Lionel from second. And unfortunately for the Lightning, they're going to now be down 6-3 at least. Lionel's going to score. Man, the Bombers did not die in this game. It looked like they were going to maybe mess around. Got down 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Once Max came into this game, everything kind of changed.
Oh, Bauer.
It's almost a shame that this team, the Bombers, are not going to be able to compete for this year for the championship.
Yeah, they're so
To not
good.
have Max and Mateo and Trevor and Hollis and Alex, be fighting for the ship is almost a little bit of a,
Remember last year,
disservice.
the Vipers, when I was on the Vipers, they were just a few out, like 6 outs away from being in that final championship
Yeah, and that
game.
best of 3 series in what was the West last year.
Man,
they
that was
won game
intense.
1.
Yep.
And they had the lead in game number 2. And I believe maybe Tom Gannon, I think, tied it in the fourth or fifth inning.
I
And
think
Huck
they had
Hicks
the
maybe
lead.
took the lead. Some big hits from Gannon and Hicks, I believe, in games 2.
Did they have the lead in game number 3 as well, Tom, or no? I feel like we were close to being eliminated at
It might have been. Yeah, it was crazy. That was a crazy
Hold on,
intense
Tom's
series.
talking. What time? It was game 3.
It was game 3. Okay, so yeah, you guys did tie it, and then they were down in game 3, and they were only 6 outs away. A couple of big hits by Gannon and Hicks, and all of a sudden the Vipers were in the championship, and then of course won it all.
I actually had one of my better series. I think I hit 3 doubles that series, which is not
3 doubles is impressive.
That's-
Doubles are actually, especially now with 6 fielders, are a little harder to come by than they were in the first couple of seasons. There's an extra outfielder out there a lot that's preventing balls from getting to the wall a little more often than you would expect.
Here's Josh Towers up to bat. They are trailing 3. They need to win this game. Otherwise, they are going to be in auto relegation. And Towers is trying to keep that alive. He's having himself a good game number 1.
Big hit from Towers right there. Bottom of the lineup has to come alive here. Towers, Purdy, and then we move back to the top. And Atkinson and Uson. Let's see if Purdy and Atkinson can get it done for Bruce. Somebody asked, why is Purdy not playing?
He is.
I want to check those eyes. Purdy's up there right now. against Max Fernandez. Nice job by Purdy working it back from 0-2 to 2-2. Max Fernandez does have a walk. Now it's full count. Max has to come to Jake here. One more ball, and Max will be out of this game, and the Bombers will have to go to the bullpen. And Max comes in at 54. Purdy takes a chance that that one was hot, but it was not.
Little taste of his own medicine right there. 54. It looked fast, but dumps in at 5-4 for out number 1 is Atkinson up to bat right now in a very big spot as the Lightning are playing for their relegation lives.
Max falls behind Josh 2-1, something he does not want to do.
I love that pitch that he has. It's kind of like a slider, but it comes in at a weird angle.
It's his get me over, but it's not a cookie get me over.
That's a good
here we go again. Full count to Atkinson. He went 54-mile-an-hour slider to Purdy. Let's see where he goes to Josh. Slider again, but it's away at 53. If Josh had held up, it would have been first and second. 1 out for Bruce, but instead, Towers is over there all by himself with 2 outs for Bruce.
Yeah, that's a tough layoff, though, Kyle. It's in the zone for so long and then breaks out of the zone. And, that's the result that you're looking for as a pitcher.
OG move, man. Hey, hit him in the back.
I will show that tattoo. Not quite yet. Make sure you stay tuned in for game number 2. And you'll see old Trenchy shoot out that Warbirds tattoo from Ref 87.
Now it's 3-1 to Bruce. Bruce probably has the green light here, but he can't tie the game with one swing. As that does hit at 53, and Max is going to work his 3rd consecutive full count.
Wow.
Struck out the first guy, struck out the second guy, and now he's got Bruce Uson here with the game on the line. See if Max can get it done. And swing and a miss. And on 3 consecutive full counts, Max Fernandez bears down. And I believe Max now maybe has the league lead in strikeouts after his performance here in game number 1.
Kyle, I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher go to 3 full counts and then strike out all 3 people.
You're probably right. I mean, a lot of times you'd see a guy give up a walk or throw a get-me-over cookie, and he gives up a hit. But Max Fernandez does a great job bearing down, using every pitch allotted to him in those counts, working 3 full counts against Purdy, Atkinson, and big bad Bruce Uson there, and strikes out all 3 guys and secures the win for the Bombers.
Tough loss for the Lightning. As you know, with that loss, they are automatically in the relegation, or they're out of the league.
Yeah, technically officially out of the league as of this moment. The Lightning will be the 10 seed, which means they are relegated. Simple as that. Yes, they have a spot in the Challengers Tournament, but as of now, if you want to refer to the Lightning as a member of PLW, you'd be incorrect. They are relegated out of PLW as of this moment.
I think that hurts some. That hurts some people. What you just said there.
Look, it's just the honest truth, and that was the case last year for the ones. The ones were out, and the Night Owls. They were no longer members of PLW, and they had a battle in that relegation tournament for their PLW lives, and did so. And the Night Owls narrowly missed the playoffs, and the ones were the number 2 seed overall this year and have a chance to win it all. That's it for game number 1. We'll be back here in just a moment for the last 2 games tonight. TikTok, what are you doing if you're not hanging out here with us on Twitch? A full
He
broadcast.
sent me a better picture.
Oh, let's see it.
Here we go.
Man, this is
There it is.
impressive.
Look, oh yeah,
Warbirds
the
tattoo.
pixelations are looking
All
good.
right, here we go. Let's show them, Trench.
Ready?
Yeah. Wow, look at that.
Oh, hold on, the reflection.
Totally legit.
It's got to be darker out.
Tattoo.
Hold on.
Just tell them to tag Premier League Wiffle on Instagram, and I'll put it in our story right now.
Amazing. That's the kind of technological advancements that we have made, and I'm here taking screenshots and trying to enlarge it. One more time. You can't see it that well, but that is Ref's leg And he's got a Warbirds tattoo.
Wow, that's some dedication. We appreciate that, ref. Bets are open. Bombers -2.5 here in game number 2. Going to try to find out who's going for the Bombers on the hill. We are going to get Jake Slusher, who's had some pretty good performances thus far this season when he's been on the bump. For the Bombers, we'll take a look and see who they have going on the hill. It'd be Mateo Fernandez. Or Trevor
I have a picture of when the Lightning's chance for the 9th seed ended, and here it is. It's right there. That's when it all went wrong.
Mateo, who's going
and
for
they
you,
were
buddy?
not going to be part of PLW anymore.
That's a great picture. Oh, man.
That's when we knew.
That's
that was the
classic.
moment. Like, people know JFK, the Challenger, Michael Jordan's last shot.
It's that big of a moment.
It was that moment for the Lightning. Here's Slushy Pants. I'm getting word that Hollis Hale will be pitching for the Bombers in game number 2. And I was talking to Hollis Hale earlier today, and it has been, and I quote, let me look for the message. Hollis Hale. I will be on the bump tonight in game number 2. It has been 372 days since my number's been called upon to throw a pitch here in PLW, and tonight he will be getting the start in game number 2. He is the original knuckleball thrower out here. Not very good at it, but he was the original guy that would come out here and try to throw some knuckleballs. Oh, my God. You are the man. I could see what J-Lo sees in you. Listen to this. Ready? Oh, man, that's a game changer.
Is Mateo still up? It's been like 8 pitches.
That's 4. That's 4. That's 3-2, right?
Watch
My
out
goodness, what an at-bat here by Mateo to start the game.
Listen, watch out for Mateo right here.
Ropes one over to O'Brien. Does a great job snagging it on a one-hopper.
Yeah, he did.
Just two-handed claw machine.
There it is. Ref Depp. He's tagged PLW with his photo on Instagram. Kyle, do your magic.
All right.
Spot on without the greasy finger.
30 seconds, and it'll be in our stories.
Look at that. He's going from missiles to guns.
The first picture I see is Trent without a shirt on my Instagram.
He does it! An unbelievable poke by Lonnell Simmons off of Slushy Pants. And you could hear the sirens as incoming bombing raid. And that's got to feel for Lonnell. He feels right at home for those Bombers. And look at Shirley. He looks like he needs to hit the gym a little bit more, and then he'll get up to Lonnell status. You know, I didn't know who Shirley was for the longest time, and I was at the gym one time, and this kid comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you're Trench, dude. What's up?" I was like, "Oh, hey, bro." He's like, "I take a picture with you," and it was Shirley.
Oh, boy. You know, when you don't see somebody in their normal element, it kind of throws you off. Ref, why don't you tag us again? Because I don't really see it, unfortunately, bud. The best way to do it is create a story and tag us in your story.
So you tell me something like that, Kyle, you'd lose me.
That's next level social media, Trench.
Tagging?
Yeah, that's initial is just making a picture post, and then story maybe level 2, and tagging somebody in a story level 3.
Okay. We're going to get there. One of my goals as we go into the new season eventually is to get better at doing stuff like that because, I have an expansive, wide, fan base and all that type of stuff, and I need to learn how to communicate better with the people out there.
Of course, they want to be able to interact with you on a daily basis, want to know what Trench Vegan is up to, without a doubt.
Sidekick says make a snap. Boom. Done.
Done.
You hear that?
It's like Adam's Family. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Tanner's grabbed it. You know, I just put up team stickers in the PLW Twitch store.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, you can now use some of your 40,000 Wiffle points if you want to cash in for a team sticker. Just cash those 40,000 points in. Shoot us a direct message saying which team and the address.
Don't forget to get your wiffle ball points in as well, Kyle.
I think they got closed up this game already.
No, did they?
Yeah.
Come on.
We could always delete that and reopen them if we want.
He's done it, Kyle. Once again, Ref Dep coming through. He's gone to his Instagram. His name is Pipe 1987. I'm gonna say that's probably the year he's born. Bold. I'm making a bold prediction.
We will get this done. We have the power.
And Gannon's giving us a couple more koozies up there as these, I
We weren't
believe.
following him. He's got a private account. That's why.
Oh, he's private.
Jeez, one of these guys. Private Instagram. What is he going to hide? Well, folks, thanks for hanging out with us here. Friday Night Whiffs. I think it's my first time in the booth on Friday this year, Trench.
Sandstone's killing it.
Most of my commentary has been done on Wednesday nights this year with
This
Dodos.
is your first Friday.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've been in the booth with you this year. It's been mostly with Dodos and a couple times with Cody Runnels and
Nervous?
Chris Warfield. Nervous? No. I think the first time I was up here, I was nervous with you, but we're well past that
You've
stage.
settled into your commentating role.
Yeah, for sure. And look, maybe next week during the playoffs when it's some tense moments, the commentators will feel those moments as well.
Oh, I love when those moments happen as you were watching Hollis Hale.
Oh, here we go. He's made 9 posts now. Okay.
A lot of wiffle action coming in on the Bombers, -2.5 here as we're ready to go. Let's see if Hollis Hale could do something here on the mound. He takes this game very serious. Goes in ball number 1. My favorite type of hot cocoa.
All right, here we are. It's not our best looking story ever.
That doesn't matter. I mean, that's just content right there.
But there we go. The tattoo is live on our Instagram stories. We're going to have to go back live on TikTok. We'll stay live.
Oh, my God.
Josh Towers with his biggest and longest home run of his career.
Man.
What an absolute no-doubter for the #1 overall draft pick this year, showing us why he was drafted that high and the capability this guy has. The Lightning really stole him in the middle of the season.
Sheesh.
And he is definitely going to be one of the faces of the Lightning franchise for years to come. Purdy, Towers, Uson, Sparkles, top 4.
I love his follow through. I mean, the guy played in the major leagues for the Blue Jays and
Such a
Yankees
pure
or
swing.
whatever. He's got such a pure swing.
From both sides of the plate. Yeah. Both home runs from the left side, I believe. And it's double down the line from the left side. So going from the left side, I think he's done the traditional go up lefty against the righties and go up righty against the lefties.
And Sidekick saying, what franchise?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Truth hurts.
And look at Hollis doing work against the Juice.
I mean, Bruce has had a long connection with the Bombers. He was a member of the Bombers in season number 2.
Bamas.
Came over the Lightning as a part of the expansion draft at the start of season 3. The Bombers did not protect Bruce. They let him go. And I think they regret doing so, of course, as he's become an absolute menace on the Lightning.
Atkins is, and there it is. Nice stop by Mateo. Hollis with the throw for out.
Great job by the
Number 1.
defense there. A little bit in the hole. Tough communication as to who was going to get this ball. But Mateo does a nice job closing up the hole and just knocking it down. Hollis ranges over, picks it up, throws it to the backstop. Hollis really been a part of an elite defense on the left side for the Bombers. The combination of Max, Alex, and Hollis on that left side all season has just been filthy. Hollis Hale, maybe not on as many Gold Glove ballots as he should be, Hollis has just played an absolute lockdown third base, and he's on my Gold Glove list easily this season.
AK saying if the Bombers kept Bruce and Dodos.
And Brandon Mayo.
Wow.
That was a team. Hollis Hale,
Yeah.
Bruce Uson,
Yeah.
Brandon Mayo,
Dodos.
and Jim Dodos. That was a team. The fact that that was a team and is not still together is crazy. Boy, that would be a tough out now. As Anthony Michael with a great opposite field single by the diving Lonell Simmons. And he's on with 2 outs here, I believe. Hall is showing he's got some chops on the mound.
Yeah, looks like if he's ever in need of some innings, the Bombers, they could count on Hollis right here.
I mean, one of the better athletes overall in this league. He's a great, really good basketball player.
Yeah.
I believe he's top 2 in the league in basketball skills, along with Sashi Boba. Plays in highly competitive men's leagues. And Mateo was going to throw to the backstop, but then realized he could just flip it over to his brother, covering second for the easy out. And that does end the inning. The Lightning even it up at 1 after Josh Towers hits his second home run of the night. An absolute bomb, Trench. We haven't seen that many home runs in that specific pine tree in right center field. Yes, we've seen a lot of righties bats in left center field, that high 50, 60-foot tree, but not so many off that 40-foot tree a few feet further back. Really impressive bomb there.
He waited on that, just a nice shot left center. I mean, most people are hitting him in the Garden of Serenity, Dodos, Sansone, Garcia, those types, all those guys, the Taniks and Gannons of the world. But Towers kind of waited on that one and just moonshot it out there. As we could see some of our fans up on the container. She's digging into that little Louis V bag right there. And who knows, she could have a bottle of cocoa in there. She could have, I don't know. Hope she doesn't get pulled over.
Trish, I wanted to ask you something about when it comes to hideaway field specifically, and I'd like to hear mostly from the chat as well. You know, because we've been here many times. We've seen all sides of hideaway, behind the fence, further behind the fence.
Yeah.
You know, we've played on this field. We know what we love about the field. But when you guys watch at home and you watch these games here at PLW and you see this field that we get to play on, and it's unlike any other field that you see part of WIFFLE, as Trevor rips one left-handed to Purdy playing second base and fires at the backstop. But anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
When you look at hideaway field, guys, what stands out to you as what makes it unique? Is it the size? Is it the backstop? Is it the palm trees? Is it the pine trees? Is it the wall?
I mean, it could be the production. It could be the commentating. It could be how real it is in comparison to like watching some major league games. Is it just the personalities that people love? Give us your take.
Oh, Max hammers that high-pitched foul. Ref saying the container makes it. Is it because it reminds you a little bit maybe of like, it's not quite a green monster, but it has that kind of look. Stormglider saying the right field ivy. Sean Allen saying all of it. Psychic saying, can you post a video of a walking tour of around Hideaway? Yeah, we could do that.
Well, you could see Tanik one time out of the pool.
Oh, that's my favorite TikTok video. If you head on over to the TikTok, you can watch Tanik come on out of the pool to the Stone Cold music. That's my favorite TikTok we've ever done. I can't believe that hasn't gone absolutely viral. It's incredible.
Maybe it will. These guys don't know about it. Can we get that? Tanik, do something.
I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, you know, hypothetically, if we rebuilt the field tomorrow, and if we say we didn't put up a single palm tree, Alex Fernandez hits one over that brown container in left field.
Straight Happy Meal cardboard little crown he's got right there.
Yeah, the king rounding the bases here, shaking some hands with the Lightning, saying congratulations. Nice to see a very casual match between the Bombers and the Lightning tonight. Bombers 2-1 lead now off the bat of Alex Fernandez. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, you know, hypothetically, if we got rid of the palm trees, would everybody miss them? Would you not think twice? You know, what really makes Hideaway Field stand out?
It definitely gives an encompassing field. I got to tell you, if it was not palm trees, but it was stands and billboards and a jacuzzi and some little areas for fun or whatever. I don't think anybody's going to mind one bit if you saw some kind of food truck out there and lines of people doing their thing.
Shirley gets involved as well with a base hit up the middle.
Love that.
Sneaks by Jake Purdy. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. When it comes time to Hideaway Field 2.0, we might not have the exact same look in center field, and it might be something that people have to get used to for a little while, and it'll be something we all have to get used to for sure.
Listen, Kyle, Old Trenchy will make that all better up here in the booth. They're gonna love the game that we're playing, the personalities, the content that we're gonna put up. We're not gonna just riff-raff it this next time. The quality and the production and the precision of what we're going to do is going to make people tune in every single night. The social media presence is going to be enormous. You're not going to want to miss what we're about to do.
Yeah, I do think you're spot on. I do think the product that we are trying to put out is one of the things that, stands us above, head and shoulders maybe above the rest, certainly when it comes to the live product. And yeah, obviously, this beautiful field is one of the things that makes it so appealing. I mean, if we played in just literally a backyard with some rinky-dink fence, would it be as popular? Maybe, just because of how great of a game we have and the rules we have and the structure we have. But we do love this field here at Hideaway. And thank Adam for, having the vision years ago to build it, of course.
Listen, from the first day I ever stepped on this property, I knew it was something special, and I've said it a million times to multiple people how grateful. What's Bruce doing?
Bruce overruns that one a little bit, goes off of his hands, and another error in the outfield for the Lightning. At least the second, if not the third error out there tonight. Yeah, I mean, I feel
once in a lifetime thing we got going on here, Kyle. That's all I have to say.
Incredible place. It's when I stumbled upon this place as well. The first time I stepped foot here, it was just an awestruck. And I think if you really interviewed every member of PLW one-on-one and asked them, give us your initial, what you remember your first feelings were when you stepped on the field here. What did you think? And I think almost everybody thinks like basically paradise, dream come true.
Field of dreams.
Field of childhood dream, exactly. Like what I could only imagine as a 12, 15-year-old playing wiffle ball in my backyard with my buddies. I could be out here in a beautiful property like this in Las Vegas playing as professionals now.
Yeah, Lawnell up to bat, top of second, 2 runners on, 1 out. I think what also a lot of the feelings people get, and you could really see it on Lawnell to the left side, but Atkinson there. You could really see it on tryout days. The intimidation factor that is set up when you have 30 or 40 guys out here being watched by some of the best wiffle ball players in the nation at this speed for sure. There's intimidation, man. You really have to play well. We have like your pitching, your hitting, your fielding, you're doing it all. And there's people that are keening in on that, and they want to pick you up. And if you have a bad tryout day, good night.
Yeah, we had it set up really good this year where we had multiple different stations where we basically had a batting station, we had a pitching station, and we had a couple of fielding opportunities as well. We had a bullpen set up as well for even more pitching stuff. We had guys in the league. I remember Alex Fernandez was here, yourself was here, I was here, Chad, Adam, Lede was here scouting. A lot of the managers were here, Brad, of course. It was really like a good league effort.
And there's people with clipboards walking around number 24.
It just showed you how serious we were taking it then. And I think everybody that stepped foot on the field that day or those days during the tryouts really, as soon as they walk in and they see what they have an opportunity to be a part of, their concentration level, their effort level then goes to a whole nother level. And, I remember Cody Runnels was the first one here that day. The tryout started at noon or something, and he was here at 10:45 a.m. He wanted to be here early and be the first one here. And, it's like as soon as somebody sees what they have a chance to be a part of here, they were all in.
Bo Evans!
Bo Evans gets involved with a solo shot over the left field container, and the Lightning tie it up at 2.
Oh, yeah, we got Kirby Bucket, and we got all these little different intricate things that make it so just intimate and loving out here, camaraderie, just a huge, huge community. We got the Thor hammer. These home run celebrations are a lot of fun, and as we go forward, they're just going to keep getting better when we really spice them up.
I think that's Bo's first home run on the Lightning the second time around. He was actually initially drafted by the Lightning as part of the expansion draft.
Wait a minute, Kyle. Chad Sparkle Phillips is up to bat, and this is a legit opportunity for him to hit a home
Facing
run.
Hollis Hale, wind blowing out. Let's go to the
Tune
GoPro real
into this
quick
right now
and see what the defensive alignment is as we see a brick wall of infielders, and Hollis paints 155 to get ahead of Chad Phillips 0-2.
And he just looks at it, Kyle. A perfect home run ball.
Here we go, 0-2. Hollis misses down and in. The Bombers are going full wall in the infield. If Chad can lift it and get it in the outfield, he'll have a hit. Chad stares at 55 down the middle.
Down.
The right three.
Basically, all the infielders, that's like warning track for Chad Phillips right there. Those guys playing right there. He takes a look. He doesn't even make an attempt.
Come on, Chad. Get the bat off your shoulder and get to swinging.
Man, just a disgrace to the game right now, as this is going to be one of his final opportunities ever to hit a home run here at Hideaway Field, and he rather walk?
He thought it was hot, I'm
Despicable.
sure. He thought it was hot, I'm sure, but got a pitch right down the middle.
I'm hot. You're going to leave Hideaway Field, Kyle.
Settle down.
I need to settle down.
Yes, you are fired up. Towers chases that one down and in. He's up there swinging, looking for his third home run of the night, but gets jammed on that one.
I got to keep going. You're not going to have another opportunity to hit a home run. Listen, this field, Kyle, is right up there with Fenway, Yankee Stadium, where the Brooklyn Dodgers used to play. Name some other stadiums.
Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Hideaway Field. You have a chance to hit a home run, be cemented in the statistical category of a home run hitter at Hideaway Field, and you get painted at 150 or 55.
Tom, go to the GoPro here and look at the difference defensive alignment we have here. We have all 5 Bombers painted on the outfield wall. We went all infielders for Chad Phillips, and now we have nothing but outfielders playing no doubles defense against Bruce Uson. Maybe an opportunity to Bruce to lay down a bunt, but I wouldn't try to bunt one by Hollis as he rips one, but it's going to be prevented from a double by Max Fernandez.
That would have been a double if he wasn't there. So good defensive strategy.
Look, I believe there was a spot I remember as a member of the Lightning earlier this season, or might have even been last season, end of the year against the Bombers, where we absolutely could not give up a double. And I believe it was back when we were playing 5-on-5, and we had 4 outfielders and no infielders, in a serious situation where it was like, we cannot let this ball get to the wall. We'll let them have an infield single, but we cannot give up a double here. And it worked.
Good pitch by Hollis Hale. My vegan brethren out there doing work.
C. Mooney saying, so if the Lightning finish 10th and they no longer exist, well, they do exist. They are here physically still playing. But technically speaking, after tonight, they're going to be no longer members of the PLW, and they will have to win their way back in via a Challengers tournament. And there's going to be another team also relegated out of the league, and it's going to be either the Night Owls, the Bombers, or the Warbirds, and they're going to play a little bit of a tournament here. The Night Owls and the Bombers, we're going to play a 3-game series. The winner's safe in the league, but the loser will have to face off against the Warbirds in a 3-game series. The winner of that will stay in, but the loser will also be relegated with the Lightning. So there will be 2 teams officially relegated out of PLW after the season is over, and they will have to win their way back in via that Challengers tournament.
Listen, I'm lucky. I've been in the league, and haven't had a taste of anything that goes on down there in the relegation world. In my career, I've only been in the playoffs so far, so I'm thankful for that.
Humble brag there, I think, a little bit.
But I can't imagine the pressure that, Alex Fernandez airmails that, of the pressure of trying to maintain your spot here in Premier League Wiffle is got to be bearing on your shoulders.
We've seen some incredible moments in those relegation tournament games as well. Both the relegation games, the playdowns as we call them, and then the Challengers tournament themselves. You always refer to when Chris Warfield steps at the plate that he's the owner of one of the biggest home runs in PLW history. He saved his team's life in what is, the Warbirds would not be around in PLW if it were not for Chris Warfield. And look at that. We have GK down there. I didn't even realize that. We had an emergency call out, and GK has shown up.
He immediately goes straight for the Friday night hot cocoa. He's got to get warmed up. I mean, listen, just as the players warm up to get ready to play their game, well, so do we, Kyle. And hot cocoa is a big part of that. It really loosens you up. It gets... I'm sorry, what did you say, Big Al?
Oh, Big Al asking. Wow. But little trash talk from Big Al there saying Chad needs his man card.
Oh, look at this little
Hammer
2K. Look what he did with GK right there.
Look at that. That's fantastic. He's got a one arm this way and one arm this way and GK in the middle.
You can see Tanik talking about the playdowns. Next Monday, the 20th, Bombers versus Owls in the playdowns. Then Tuesday, the 21st.
There you go. That's official now. Night Owls, Bombers, June 20th. The loser will play the Warbirds on June 21st. And then the loser of that series is relegated. Those are 3-game series, both of those. So not only will we have this week of nothing but playoffs, but we'll have 2 more nights the following week. And that'll be a wrap for Season 4 of PLW. But those will be some of the, as big as the playoffs are, and whoever is going to win the championship, that's huge. But imagine... what is more important, winning the championship or playing in the league? You want to be in the league, right?
You got to be in the league.
Imagine playing for your life, 3-game series to have a chance to stay in the league? My goodness.
You might be fighting down there, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We're losing TikTok because my phone's overheating. 105 plus degrees today. My goodness.
We're in the top of the 3rd right now as Hollis takes a walk as Big Al's going to come up to bat. And I expect big things right now from Big Al against Slushy Pants right here.
Big Al told me he wasn't always Big Al. He used to be Fast Al. That's kind of where Alex gets his speed from. He said he ran like a 4.340 or something.
Big Al?
Real quick, he said. I believe it, man. You see the way Alex and Max and Mateo move around the field. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if he was lightning as well.
What do you think
in his
happened?
younger days? A few hot cocos and...
I have hot cocos.
That's fair. Are you fast? I've never really seen you... You move well, but I've never really seen you have to get moving.
I'm fast when I need to be. Right. Otherwise, I'm kind of a sloth by nature.
Yeah, you don't exactly... you are a hard worker, but you're never really hustling. Yeah. Even when we played table tennis together, you're just kind of like, I'll just keep hitting it back and see if you mess up.
Yeah, but then I could turn on the jets sometimes. And remember, even though things are set in motion, there's also stats and records and people trying to win awards and gold gloves and pitching accolades. So even though these games right now might not bear as much meaning as you'd think they are, look at Bruce on the move. Oh, man. That could have been brutal collision right there as Anthony Michael made that play.
Wait, did he? The way he reacted was like he didn't make this play.
Wait, he didn't? It looks like he slammed it like he might have.
Apparently that ball dropped. This is like a camera trick because this ball did not look like it dropped. But I think it must have bounced right back to him, and then he kind of spiked it in the ground angrily. This was a really weird one. Wow, it looks like he caught it. What? I'd really like, we're going to have a little bit of time here in the offseason. We are going to have an all-star game.
Yeah.
Yet to figure out what the format is for that. We're going to have a home run derby. Same thing. Yet to figure out exactly the format for that. But I'd also like to see a little bit of a quote-unquote like skills competition.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do either throwing accuracy, fielding accuracy, some speed drills. And I'd like to see maybe who's got some fastest running the bases.
I like
something.
that, man.
I'll tell you what, the guy standing over there in the dugout on the third baseline is my favorite for fastest running the bases, and that's Alex Fernandez. I don't think you guys realize how fast Alex is. You don't really get to see it in the field that much as he does play mostly shortstop. But man, can Alex fly.
Maybe we could have team tug-of-war.
Team tug-of-war, I like it. Take your best 5 guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is great. We had this great, and the fans haven't really got a chance to see this. If you kind of were aware of the original Wednesday WIFFLE, we did this fun team competition at the end of Wednesday WIFFLE where we did a little bit of a relay race. where you had to
I
field
loved
a ground
watching
ball.
that,
You had
yeah.
to field a ground ball, and you had to throw a double play, and then you had to throw a strike, and then you had to hit a home run. You had to run the bases, and then you had to chug a hot cocoa, and the fastest team to do it win. It was a fun little team relay race. And maybe we'll do a similar thing with PLW in the offseason when we have a little time.
Who do you think the fastest hot cocoa chugger is in the league?
Man, I think Trevor Bauer's got to be sneaky for that.
You think he's a
gotta
dark
think
horse?
Maybe a bigger guy as well. Maybe Bruce, Boston Bruce. Maybe
You can never really tell. Like, who knows?
That'd be interesting.
When people just open up their little gullet thing right
Psychic
there.
saying Chris Coleman, maybe Tanik can put him is a hot cocoa guy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he puts them away. I don't know. at like record speed, though, he might have that type of capability.
Yeah, he might be like first to six.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely a 1st to 6 guy. Or 15.
We talk about first to 15 around here in PLW, but
There's been a lot of 1st to 15 nights that me and him be hanging, and then all of a sudden he disappears because he met that mark. People are talking about J-Dub.
I don't think people are talking about J-Dub. I think J-Dub's talking
Oh,
about
is that
J-Dub.
J-Dub? Oh. And Tanik saying, bring it. Like, he wants to go against...
Whoa,
he-
Tanik saying, putting the call out there to the field. Fastest
Let's
hot
do a
cocoa.
poll right now of who do you think... We could have multiple polls. We could have a divisional thing going on.
Let's
do
have
poll
some nominees
round number
in the
one.
chat. Let's go. Nominees in the chat. Who you guys think fastest hot cocoa devourer in the league is?
I've had some good nights. I don't drink that many hot cocos all that much, but I've had some good nights with you guys and Tanix.
Let's get a view of Bird.
I
here
could get
in
a little
peak
loose.
physical condition over here on the third base line.
And that's the kind of nutrition that you need.
Let's go sky cam right here, Tom, to Bird real quick. Look at this. This guy is umpiring tonight. He's got a slice of pepperoni. I mean, if that is not the PLW peak athlete, I don't know what it is.
Listen, children, cover your eyes, close your ears. You don't want... Is he wearing slippers, Jordan shower slippers?
That's Puma slippers, it looks like.
It looks like MJ, doesn't it? Looks like MJ.
But look, Bird knows how to do it. I mean, if a man's got pizza, he's not really doing anything wrong.
Listen, if you have pizza, you got hot cocos. I bet you he will make the semifinals of probably one of the rounds of the hot cocos.
Bird's a guy who's maybe on camera's a little underrated as his size. He's not a small guy. He's like 6'3". I mean, Bird's a big guy. There's a reason when he gets a hold of one, it goes a long way. And Purdy somehow does not get all of that opposite field.
You know who my super dark horse is going to be? Adrian Gutierrez.
Another big dude, 6'2", 6'3"
He looks
guy.
like a guy. He gets off of work, and he puts 12 or 14 of those bad boys down.
You know, the guy who's been known around the league to do the most hot cocoing on the field is Santiwan. As good as that knuckleball is, that might be his key to success is the level of hot cocoa intake. So don't sleep on Santiwan.
Here's Bo Evans, bottom 3.
TGI Cole saying Leday needs to be in the poll.
Wait, I didn't even know Leday.
I don't even know if Leday participates in hot cocos.
That's news to me.
Bo! Bo knows!
Home runs.
Home run number 2 of the game for Bo Evans. Look, I guess his maybe shoulder's feeling a little better. Bo is on that ballot for most improved player and really should be in consideration for winning it.
Yeah,
this guy last year was known as a guy who's barely on one of the lower teams in the league.
Yeah.
On the Lightning, Chad wasn't a huge fan of his success last year, moved him out.
Went to the
Cajuns at the end of the year last year. Chad was like, look, he's not performing. And now Bo Evans is a good hitter all around and really deserves some most improved player votes this year without a doubt.
Here's Tim Riley. Some people are calling him the Viper Killer. And listen, the Lightning took 2 or 3 from the Vipers, and if they don't do that, the Vipers are probably sitting in the 3 spot, and the Legends are playing the Snappers to move on.
It's a good point. Tanik had brought up the fact that Tim Riley has been known to hit lefties harder than righties, like big time, and apparently he's got about like 5 home runs out of his like 17 career off Tom Gannon.
And listen, Hot Rod might have got the MVP comment of the night. Do you think any of those people could top the Dragon Lady?
No.
I mean, she's part of PLW. She's going to have to be in that, I think, a little bit. Or maybe we should have fans of PLW as well.
Sure. I mean, the people that do sit up there on the container, they're practicing every week for their competition like this.
So we're going to look at a 2-2, 3-2 now. I feel like Taravella could be in that. It looks like he could be a sneaky little hot cocoa downer right there as Hollis.
Sansone asking if Riley's playing in skinny jeans, and he pretty much is, and he did just work a walk against Hollis Hale there, and that's going to walk Hollis out of the game. We're going to see Kirby making a first appearance, and we're going to see a pinch runner.
No way. Tim Riley just pulled a hamstring.
Walking to first. I believe that's the first pinch runner we've seen all year. I do think a little bit of inside.
Wait, he walked and
I think
pulled
Tim needed one game to be eligible for the relegation tournament, although they're now officially out of the relegation tournament. So not really sure why he got a pinch run for there, but fair enough.
We'll let him be.
And Max is back in, and Chad's like, what gives? We talked about it at the outset. I think Max wants to win this strikeout title. I think there's two guys here that really want to win this strikeout title.
It means a lot. It definitely means a lot. No, J-Rock, he's not a speed hot cocoa guy. He's too chill for all that. Long run, long game, yeah, J-Rock.
Towers gets
Is that going to be enough?
Has a chance for number 3, and it's gone! Josh Towers.
That's 2 off of Max.
Third home run of the night for the number 1 overall draft pick as he's flying around the bases with a big smile on his face. Former Major League Baseball player Josh Towers really emerging the second half of the season as a good hitter. We talk about it plenty of times, Trench. There is a real adjustment period to playing wiffle here in PLW, and maybe we're seeing it now with a guy like Josh Towers. It took him a lot of at-bats, but we're seeing now he's got it figured out, we think.
Yeah, I love seeing it because we've been waiting for that consistency a little bit, and yeah, this could be, just a one-time thing, and we won't know until we get to where we need to go for another season, but hopefully it could, cruise on over to season number 5. As Josh Atkinson up to bat right now.
I think it might be 5-2.
It's a 5-2?
I think it was 3-2 before that home run, maybe, and then it's 5-2 now. I'm going to confirm with Patrick.
I feel like
here.
That's right.
Nobody on first.
Oh, and Sansone saying Schmitty might be up there as a hot cocoa guy.
Yeah.
We forgot about that.
Kind of skipped over the ones.
I had Goot in there as just
you
sneaky,
had Goot, right?
But I forgot about Schmitty.
Yeah, I believe it's 5-2. Nobody on, 2 out here.
Yeah, it is 5-2 because Evans hit a home run.
Yeah, Bono's with a solo shot. And then Josh Towers with a 2-run bomb. 5-2, nobody on first. Atkinson gets under this one. Shirley playing second base. New position for Jake Shirley there. Wrangles that one, and that's going to be 3 outs. Damage done by the Lightning here in the bottom of the third. And they jump on a 5-2 lead on the Bombers. Unfortunately for them, 1 game too late, as they needed to get game 1 tonight as well as game 2 and game 3 in order to fade that number 10 spot.
Yeah, to win, to sweep the Bombers. I mean, that's a difficult
It's a tall task. You say it's a tall task, but this Lightning team last year was in a similar scenario where they played the Bombers the last week of the season, and with a sweep, they would have found their way into the playoffs, and they did just that.
Yeah.
And they ended up in the playoffs last year as the 3 seed in a weaker East Division, ended up facing the Warbirds in the first round, got bounced out in the first round single-handedly with Jim Dodos. But they did find a sweep against the Bombers last year, and we played them earlier this year, and they took 2 out of 3 in a couple of crazy games.
Yeah, what I love about this league, Kyle, is any given night, one of these teams, it doesn't matter the record, could take down a big dog. It's as simple as that. As
I know the standings right now don't look like it's an even league. It doesn't necessarily look like the Warbirds and the Lightning are on the same plane as the Vaders and the Ones. But when they step foot in between the lines, any team can compete with any team on any night. And we've seen that on a few results this year. We've seen, we've seen the Lightning take down the Ones and compete with the Vaders. And we've seen the Warbirds sweep the Ones. And you never know. Any night, any team can beat anyone. And that's what makes PLW great.
Here's Mateo. Is he going for the home run lead still? Or does he have
tied at 30 at the moment with Ryan Chen. He needs one more. He's got basically half his night remaining still.
There. Oh, that was the pitch.
He wanted to call it. Purdy. Look, as great as an athlete Purdy is, I'm going to give him one. I'm going to say one thing about his game that still he's a little hesitant to make the adjustment. And he wants to field everything like it's baseball, like he's a shortstop with the glove. He just kind of refuses to give his body up there and really become big and just knock it down. He wants to field them all cleanly and throw them out, but you got to just make sure that ball stays in front of you.
It's hard to cleanly field a wiffle ball. It's the size of your hand. When you have a glove, of course, it's 4 times that. But to cleanly field a wiffle ball, you got to use your body. I've said it a million times.
It's spinning. It's, once the ball hits the
you're
turf
talking
a couple
about
times, you just never know.
A couple centimeters in the wrong area of your hand, and there's going to be a deflection. Slushy Pants on the run, and that's how you get an out right there as Hollis Hale will be up the bat. Top of the 4th. 1 out. Runner on first. The Bombers need a little love right here. Get back into this game. Currently losing to the Lightning 5-2. Kyle, you've been watching, since the inception of wiffle ball, seen all these teams season after season. But in season 4, where's your gut going? Who do you think's gonna get the title this year?
It's a good question, Trench. The thing that I've always kind of come back to is depth in this league, whether it's offensive depth or pitching depth, but mostly pitching depth. And, the reason the Ones won in season 2 was because they had pitching depth. They had Ryan Chen, they had Adam Kautz, they had Cody Schmidt. They were loaded. Season 3, the Sandvipers won. Let's go back to season 1.
Yeah, go season 1.
Taylor Briner, Shane Weber, those guys dominated. Season 3, we have Tom Gannon, Adam Tanek, Trench Pacone. So now season 4, when you look at the teams that are in the playoffs, which team has the most pitching depth? The Ones have those same guys, but maybe Adam Kautz and Cody Schmidt haven't quite been as dominant this year as they have been in seasons past. The Sandvipers, Adam Tanek hasn't quite been the same guy, but looked great as of late. And now Trench Pacone, no longer on the team, so it's mostly Tom Gannon. The Legends have Casey Taravella, and they have you, and they have Billy Osgood, who at times, and Stevenson, who at times can be great, but are not always known as the most elite. The Vaders have the very likely Cy Young winner in Billy Santiwan. But after Billy, who do they have? Not really sure.
Look, Tanner, he's going to get his award for most walks in a season.
Right. And then finally the Snappers again with Taylor Briner, with Shane Weber.
Brandon Gregg.
J-Dub. Look, it's really close, I think. I don't think any pitching staff really is above the rest in their depth. I think every team kind of has a shot. One big piece that the Vaders are missing is Nate Stepler. They're not going to have him throughout the playoffs. I do think whatever team emerges and plays the best defense and has the best pitching depth will be the champions. So if those number 2 and number 3 pitchers can emerge and be the dominant factors, the Osgoods, the Pacones, the Brandon Greggs, the Schmitties, those guys, the Taneks, if those guys can emerge, that's who's going to win this thing. And it really, it's kind of lame to say, but it really is anybody's game.
Yeah, so that you're talking about pitching and defense, but what about people that you just don't want to face offensively, Kyle?
I do think everybody on every team kind of has their guys. You start at the top with the Vaders, and it's Kyle Etter, it's Gio Battistoni, it's Tanner Roundy. Do you really want to face
Ethan Ibarra?
Ethan Ibarra. You don't want to face any of those guys. Tanek, Hicks, Gannon, Tavano, nope. Legends, Sansone, Garcia, nope. Briner, nope. I mean, there's just the ones. Chen, Couts. Couts has been on an absolute tear lately.
Yeah.
All those teams have power guys that there's plenty of guys top to bottom that no pitcher wants to face. I really think it's just going to come down to whichever the second tier guys can emerge and stay hot. That's really going to be the difference. The Briners, the Taniks, the Chens are going to get theirs. Max Fernandez with a 3-run bomb ties this game at 5.
No, he
takes the lead. Excuse me.
And yeah, we've been talking quite a bit, but we also got a game going. I feel like the Sand Vipers have that first 4 guys, Hicks, Tanik, Gannon, and Tavano. Man, that offense right there is really nasty. Then you got the Vaders, of course, you were talking about, Santi Juan. You got Tanner, Gio, Ibarra, Eder. That's like a five guys that you really don't want to see. Who's their 6th dude?
Alec Hutt, who can hit the ball a mile.
The Legends quietly have a really good offense between Decal, Garcia, Stevenson,
Corral was a guy who
Sansone.
hit 6 home runs this year in a game. In a series. Jason Stevenson won a Player of the Week. Taravella won the Player of the Week. I mean, the Legends are loaded top to bottom offensively. I mean, who's the easiest out in the lineup? You can't even come up with it. Anthony Michael redeems himself going into right field over his shoulder, makes the catch. Yeah, I mean, really, if you break down every team, player by player in the lineup and in the rotation and on the defense, I really think all 5 teams match up really, really close together. I think everybody has an ace. I think everybody has a number 2. I think everybody has Gold Glove quality fielders. And everybody has guys that have hit for high average, hit the ball hard, also all over the field, and can leave the yard in a hurry. I mean, I think it really is anybody's game. Maybe this first series, with these guys getting some extra games, a chance to stay hot, the Sand Vipers are rolling, the Snappers are rolling. Maybe the winner of the 5-4 series
is the one that you got to worry about going forward.
They're going to have an opportunity to play 3 or 4 times in the same week, have a chance to really roll. Be very, very interesting next week.
Best name for first PLW movie, any given weekday, Container of Dreams, With Fiction, The Chad Father, and The Lightning Redemption. I love it.
Man.
With Fiction. I wish I'd had some time for this. I probably could have come up with a
Chad Father is out.
Yeah, that one's done.
The Lightning Redemption, that's only one team. We want to, highlight the PLW in general. So then I think we're down to top 3. Container of Dreams.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
I like it. Maybe the Garden of Serenity should have just been it.
Yeah, that'd probably be more, and you go to the back for that video.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the playoffs next week. I really do think possibly the 5 teams that match up the best and are going to give us the best show next week are in there. Yes, the Bombers would have been great to be in there, but they lack a little bit of depth. They didn't get Justin Grenier qualified for the playoffs. And maybe if they had to put in a guy like Lionel Simmons or Jake Shirley in the lineup, maybe they don't have as much depth at the bottom. And Mateo hasn't quite been as dominant on the mound this year as he was last year. So they lack a little pitching depth as well. So I think we have the best 5 teams to give us the best tournament possible next week.
I agree with you. I feel like it's going to be one of our best playoff scenarios, or the most competitive, the best. I think the best of the best are out there as far as the teams.
And it's almost going to be a shame when whoever loses Monday and then whoever loses Tuesday or even who loses Wednesday, all those teams are going to basically be one and done. And you're just going to think like, man, how is this team not competing for the championship? Right? Like if the Legends drop the series to the Vaders on Tuesday, and then you're like, how is Sansone and Garcia and Osgood and Taravella not competing for the championship after all they've done this year? So it's just going to be a treat to see whoever's there, and it'll be a little disappointing, obviously, for whoever's not there. But whoever does make it to the championship was going to put on one heck of a show, and we are going to see a best of 5.
That's going to be a great one, and
so I think 5 games as well. You're going to see true depth. The team that plays the best for those best of 5 games. It's not a little fluke. Best of 3, you can kind of get hot. One pitcher can maybe dominate, and that's what it is. best of 5 series. It's going to have to be a team effort, top to bottom, and the mistakes are going to get punished for sure.
And look at Storm Glider getting a little emotional as the season is ending, and I'm going to read what he says.
Thanks, Storm Glider.
Before the season is over, I want to say to the stream team, thank you for all you do. Special credit to GK, Chad, Trench, Loman. You are all wonderful. And as a fan, I am thankful that you put on this wonderful production. Trevor Bauer as well. I mean, there's so many different guys. None of the people that you mentioned are going to take credit for it all. You say team. And that's exactly what we are. 100%. And the stuff behind the scenes that a lot of these fans don't know is when we're calling out the Hail Marys to get the Skycam operator. We need 2 umps, and these guys are trying to get off work or calling into work or, leaving their, family members for a few hours just to get over here and help out the stream team to make sure that we could give our fans the best production. And we've done such a great job. And, of course, between you, GK,
the man on the mound right now has stepped up many nights. Trevor's been up in that Skycam more than anybody this year. And, he's reached out to every time there's the bat signal gets thrown up saying, we need somebody, Trevor's like, I'll be there, guys. Don't worry. You can count on me. So many guys have stepped up across the league this season. A couple of gals as well. We appreciate everybody's effort.
Yeah. Like the War Chicken.
Right. Delahante saying plastic professionals. That's it. That's us. Off Shirley's head. Off Slusher's head, 48 miles an hour. And then Jesse Capps, he's concerned about when the party is. That's it. Thanks, Jesse. We'll let you know.
Right. A couple of the Hayden, J-Lo, big parts of the stream team, of course. And then you have people like, the Dragon Lady that, she doesn't help out with the stream team, but she's in the chat. She's completed herself a million different hype trains, she's
without her,
over 1,000 subscriptions she's given to PLW Nation fans. That's an incredible story. I'm going to do a piece eventually on her alone.
Yeah, without the Dragon Lady, BLW would not be the same, without a doubt.
Cody Runnels stepped in right off the get-go as far as he wanted to be involved with what we got here. Considering he's a rookie,
the amount of Cody Runnels has helped out this year has been nothing short of exceptional. We appreciate all his efforts as well.
Of course, Tom Gannon. We don't have to. We know what he does. He's here basically all the time. He comes in like 4 o'clock. GK's probably taught him a ton as well. He's coachable.
Me too.
And listen. He's made of old wiffle ball parts, Gannon. He bleeds, he breathes wiffle ball. He used to live here at Hideaway Field, and I've grown to love that guy as a friend, and we used to talk all the time, and he's like, Trench, man, all I've ever wanted to do is exactly this. And he's living it, man.
Yeah, living the dream. He thinks we're living the dream out there on the field, and there's Tom living the dream tonight working in the dungeon.
Speaking of living the dream, GK with a home run the other night.
Yeah,
love seeing that.
His 3rd career regular season home run for GK.
And look, we got round 2 of the best names for a wiffle ball movie. It looks like.
See, what do we got
I'm
here?
excited for this one, as Josh Towers up to bat against Mateo.
Celtics up 4, 7.5 to go. And then we go Lord of the Whiffs, Into the Palm. Ooh, Into the Palms. I like that. Chen Unchained. Ooh, I like that.
That's a good one.
Good Whiff Hunting. That one's kind of after my heart. Full Metal Wiffle. I'm going either Good Whiff Hunting or Lord of the... I'm going with Good Whiff Hunting. That's me. Being a Boston guy, of course, Good Will Hunting is a movie.
Chen Unchained, though, because that chain has such significant value.
Chen Unchained. That's a really smart...
You know what I'm saying?
How does that not have votes yet? Once again, that's highlighting one guy, though, as opposed to the whole league. Man, it's great, though.
Can he get one?
Josh Towers up here. Bases loaded, 1 out, and 3 home runs already.
No way!
Tag up opportunity. Anthony Michaels heading for home, and that ball stays in play. Max with a desperation attempt to throw him out. Anthony could have gone as soon as that ball went off his fingertips, and he did take off. Anthony scampers home and ties this game at 4. Towers was looking for his 4th home run of the night. A grand slam there. Came up just short, though. The Bombers are saying he left early, but maybe they forget the fact that as soon as his fingers touch the ball, he can go.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Michael, he's a ball player. He knows the rules.
Lord of the fly balls, somebody said. Opportunity missed. Yeah, spot on. Harold and Kumar go to Whiff Castle. Now we're really reaching. That's Bruce Uson. Oh, Shirley knocks it down. Bauer picks it up, but he spikes it, and it's going to be an error on Bauer, but that's going to move everybody one base. Bases loaded for the South Carolina native, Josh Atkinson.
This is getting dicey out there. He just hurried that throw too much. Could have turfed it real early. 2 outs, bases juice, bottom 4, ball in the turf.
Josh Atkinson, a good patient hitter. Does look to go opposite field plenty. Got some good room over there on the right side. Let's see if he can find a hole. Ooh, Mateo now behind Atkinson, 2-1. Storm Glider saying, like Castaway, hide away. I like it. Atkinson takes that one inside, 3-1. 2 down. Let's see if he has the green light here on 3-1. 57 down the middle.
Walks
Mateo can't believe it. And that's going to walk in a run. Bo Evans is going to come in from third base.
He doesn't know it.
Doesn't even realize it's ball 4. He'll make his way towards the plate at some point. The Bombers thought that might have been strike 3 on 3-1. 57 down the middle. All right. Bo Evans hustling to the plate. Eyes whiff shut, Red Devil says. The Knights of Wiffle. Whiff man can't jump. All right. Some of these are okay.
Yeah, they're good.
Eyes whiff shut. That sounds like it could get interesting.
You gave him a man beer.
Mateo with that side step, come across pitch, but he can't keep it under 55, 56 there.
Thinks he's Taylor Briner now. Thinks he's the king.
Anthony Michael gets jammed, flies out to Max Fernandez. I guess
Is that 3? That's
I think
3
it is
outs.
3 outs. As Slusher joked, tagging up from third, but there was 2 outs already.
Lightning up 7-6 as we go into the top of the 5th. I want to thank all 280 viewers hanging out on Friday night. I feel like people know that this was kind of not so meaningful of a series. Probably a good time if you were not going to watch PLW to go out there on the town because they know that they're going to be tuned in big time.
Yeah, next week. I think what we're seeing tonight, though, despite having a slightly lower viewership, is the diehards.
Yeah.
The people that are in there night in, night out, grinding with us in the chat. The Red Devils, the Sidekicks, the Heatos, the Sean Allens, the J-Los, the Storm Gliders. All of these are our OG, viewers and fans, and we appreciate all of you.
I mean, I think we were talking, was it Red Devil or somebody we were talking about when there was 20 viewers he remembers, when we used to be behind.
I remember you'd come on the stream and there'd be 20, 30, 40, and you'd be like, we'll get up to 100 by the end of the night or something, Now we're rolling 400 or 500 every night. We appreciate
And there's
every one of you.
Glenn Meadows. And remember, he on air, an apology to WIFFLE and PLW Nation. He resigned effective immediately from making point spreads.
I didn't even realize this.
It was live.
I heard of the controversy, but I didn't.
Good afternoon, PLW Nation. What a catastrophe last night. Fat-fingered the WIFFLE points in Game 2, costing hundreds of thousands of points to shift hands it shouldn't have. It was a mistake that shouldn't have happened. I apologize deeply, and I am officially announcing my retirement from helping produce the Twitch feed. Just an inexcusable mistake. So I will no longer be setting lines for games, posting polls, or running ads, or closing predictions, as I did terribly last night. Enjoy the playoffs.
Rest in peace, Glenn Meadows.
You know what? I don't know if this was even discussed much last night, but we are trying to give something back a little bit. And normally we just have a 10% off code in the store, but we are going to do a 30% off code in the store if anybody wants to basically get stuff at 30% is pretty much cost. So if you guys want to head on over to our store, store.premierleaguewiffle.com and use code LOLGlenn.
Oh,
LOLGLEN, LOL Glenn. That'll get you 30% off at our store. No joke, that's dead serious. I set up that promo code last night. LOL Glenn will get you 30% off in the store. Basically, anything you want for pretty much cost, maybe $1 over. I don't exactly know what, depending on which item they are. So head on over to our store.premierleaguewiffle.com. LOL Glenn, 30% off. For a little bit of a redemption for Glenn's blunder.
Yeah, last night I went to the gym real late. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. I just had a bunch of energy I needed to let go, and I was driving home, and I saw what appeared to be a gentleman wobbling out of a hot cocoa establishment and looked all sorts of lost. And I was like, Glenn, what are you doing? And it looks like he's drowning his sorrows, possibly in hot cocoa. I gave him a ride home and wanted to, let him know that things are going to be okay. And maybe one day he could reinstate, maybe fill out another application to maybe do it again. But when you take heat like that and you let PLW Nation down, it could really wear on you, especially with the off season coming up.
It's true. I mean, there's a lot of people in here in the chat every night that love participating in the predictions. And, we do have a lot of action on these games. And, yeah, I'm sure he, as you can tell by his voice, by his tone in that video, he feels nothing but awful. But, yeah, if you want to try to go on over to the store, 30% off. LOL Glenn gives you 30% off in the store for sure. Part 3, best name for first PLW movie, To Kill a Warbird, which is a play on basically my favorite book in high school, To Kill a Mockingbird. Eyes Whiff Shut, The Wolf of Whiff Street.
Beautiful.
I like that. There Whiff Be Blood, and A Country for Old Men. That's just not even changed. That's the same thing, isn't it? A Country for, what was it? A Country for, No Country for Old Men, and this is A Country for Old Men. I don't know if we could get away with that one, but I'm going to lean towards To Kill a Warbird or The Wolf of Whiff Street.
We're going in the bottom of the 5th, and it's a game. We're having a lot of fun here Friday night. Let's get a shot of that sunset, Cody. Look at this sunset shot.
And there's our Instagram handles right there, at KLoman22 for me and at Trench Vegan.
Let's go.
For Trench, give us a follow on Instagram if you want to see a little bit of our everyday lives. If you want to see Trench without a shirt on, head on over to Trench's. I pulled up Instagram a little while ago, and the first thing I saw was just a shirtless picture of Trench.
I was having some memories of we did a couple photo shoots out here, and of course we'd always do it with all the PLW hotties. And one of our photographers was like, "Hey, dude, let me shoot you real quick," and I was like, "All right, whatever." So he lathered me up with a bunch of Jim Dodo's lubrication stuff that he got going on that he sells. I got all lathered up and took some shots. They're not that great.
Mateo with a little bit of Purdy step forward there. Just tried to do a Purdy wind up. Missed for ball 1.
Good for Purdy right there.
Yeah, nice job staying inside that. Just not trying to do too much. Rips a base hit over Max Fernandez's headed short into left center field for a base hit. Yeah, nice job by Purdy. Jake a little anxious up there at the plate sometimes, trying to rip the ball down the line, always towards the container, but a good job there. It's Bo Evans, rips one back to Mateo, flips it over to Max at second, fires it to the backstop.
Did he touch second base is my question. Did he slide his foot before he gathered it in? Yeah, it looks like... And a lot of people are talking about it right now.
Well, I think they're actually talking about something else, Trent.
What is it?
This ball hit one of the vertical poles of the backstop.
Okay.
And that's actually no good for the double play. It has to hit in betwixt those two poles. So the poles are no good. So we're actually going to have Bo Evans safe at first on technically what is a wide left throw.
J-Lo. I mean, for what? Yeah, I'll do another one. For what? Like, that's just extra laundry. And when you're here at Hideaway Field and when we lived here, you're basically paradise. So why wear a shirt at all?
Yeah, I mean, if you're tight on the budget or if you just want to save a few bucks, you can just have no shirts in your wardrobe. It actually makes your wardrobe decisions very simple.
Yeah.
When you just look in your closet and you go, okay, either go no shirt or the one white shirt. Really easy.
I upgraded to a couple black shirts this year. Are you going to make this happen?
Yeah, I just was watching a little bit of a play here. We're just going to call that a base hit by Jake Slush here. First and second, we're going to have Josh Towers a chance for another home run.
Is that what that was? Whoa! Slusher's got his first career PLW hit.
Good for Jake Slusher.
That was his first hit, huh?
career PLW hit.
Good job, Slushy Pants.
Yeah, I was wondering why, like, there was a little bit of a pause as they're throwing the ball around. First PLW hit for Jake Slusher.
And then somebody bought a premium pullover hoodie of the Night Owls. And I've said it before, what
awesome.
a great time as the temperatures exceed 100 to get one of your hoodies to stay warm throughout the summer night.
That's just what you need. Although if you're inside anywhere in Las Vegas or most parts of the country, you might need a hoodie. Man, it may be 105 out here in Vegas, but if you step inside anywhere, it's like 66.
And the Lightning all over the bomb squad right now.
Yeah, Josh Towers swinging a great bat tonight. Another extra base hit for Towers. 2-run double.
He's got a bunch of RBIs this series with a game to go.
With 3 home runs. Josh Towers, thus far, player of the night.
Yuson taking a rip at that one. It's going to go down 1 and 2. Way off to the left side. Very difficult to read, but comes in hot. And he's going to go down swinging on that for out number 2. I was talking to Mateo, and he told me a crazy stat that I have 7 hits off of him, and 5 of them are home runs.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I guess you have the advantage in that batter versus pitcher matchup. That seems impossible.
That's what he said.
Wow. Yeah, Leday, 101 hits in 54
That's
games.
incredible.
Just under 2 hits per game. Just really impressive performance. I was looking up a couple of guys that are having, because I was keeping track of the hitting streaks, and I was looking, Adam Couts has like 8 consecutive multi-hit games.
That's
which
really
I
good,
thought
too.
was a crazy stat as well. I mean, there's been a couple of guys here towards the end of the season that have really emerged and are hot leading into the playoffs.
Here comes our part 4.
Fear and Whiffs in Las Vegas. Kirby does Vegas. Whiff Me If You Can. Pirates of the Hideaway dances with whiffs.
It's going to be a tough play.
These are good ones. Nice throw by Shirley at second base. Whiff Me If You Can is a play on one of my favorite movies.
I love that
I love
movie.
Catch Me If You Can. It's a great movie. Pirates of the Hideaway. Gotta like that as well. I'm a big, congrats to Johnny Depp this week.
What happened? What happened? He win?
Yeah, he won his defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard.
So what happens there?
He wins like $12 million. And he's,
Like from who, though?
from her.
Well, like, what if she doesn't have it?
That, I don't know how that works.
Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
What is it? You can't.
I think
you can't squeeze
I think
blood
you get 'em,
from a. What is
I
it,
think
stone
you
or
try to
something?
get amounts that you can get.
Fool me once.
And I always see Chad Phillips with a chance for
Here he is. He broke the record. 122
congratulations, most career appearances
Good job,
in PLW.
Sparkles.
God
Probably
forbid
never
we
play
give
another
Dennis
game.
O'Brien an opportunity to throw pitch an inning. We want to see Chad Phillips here.
You know what? You being the best thing ever happened. There's. I just feel bad for the tortoise.
Let's go, Hollis. Yeah, I mean, look, I know these games are not super relevant. And look, when you have a young, quote unquote, meaning like greener team, you have a handful of guys on the team like Dennis O'Brien, Josh Atkinson, even Anthony Michael in only his second year, Jake Slusher, Bo Evans. I mean, these are all guys that would love an opportunity to throw an inning. I would like to see Chad give one of them the ball. Hollis' team, Chad, plenty. He knows what he's going to try
But
to do.
listen, maybe he's trying to go out, a little bit more of like, I'm not going to be playing as much, seasons going forward. I'm in the twilight of my little one sock up, one sock down career.
Hollis gets under this one. A little bit of no man's land, but Purdy does a good job ranging out into left center field in front of Bruce Uson.
Oh, hot
making the
rod.
play.
Land before Tink. I love it.
Ooh, good one. Land before time play on there.
One of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Evan says Sparkle's going out with a save. Not going to qualify for a save this game. Going to need 2 innings pitched or come in with the tying run on deck, and that's not the scenario. Big Al rips a single to left field, front of Josh Atkinson. Big Al's seen Chad plenty. He knows what he's got.
Rise of the Sparkles.
Wiffle Wars, Rise of the Sparkles.
Kirby Does Vegas takes that one.
Yeah.
I mean, he did Vegas.
Kirby really has done Vegas. He's been all over in a very short period of time.
He has a life like Tom a little bit. Like
little
came on
bit.
the scene. All he wanted to do was be an RC car for a wiffle ball league, and look at the league he's part of.
And now look at the things he's got wrapped up in. He's been gambling.
Mm-hmm.
He's been having some hot cocos. He made a trip to the dispensary. Yep. All sorts of Kirby stuff. There he is. Playing a little, I believe he was playing 50-100 Omaha. 50-100 Omaha high-low.
There's
Little
no
Kirby.
doubt that GK put a little armor all on those little 2.5-inch dubs right there. And he's just ready to go.
Weekend at Kirby's, somebody's saying.
Oh, love it.
Good one. Dirty Double Dancing.
Perfect, Habs fan.
Great one, Habs fan.
We got to remember all
Goodbye! Max Fernandez with a 2-run bomb.
Stay in, Chad.
And now it's 9-8.
Keep pitching. Stay in the game, Chad. Don't give all the other players opportunities.
And Max Fernandez was also in that conversation in the home run derby. He was already solidified, and now he's definitely going to be in the home run derby. Would you like me to give you the top 10 right now for who's in the home run derby?
Give me the 1 through 5, and then it'll be harder to pick like 6 through 10.
Okay, Chen Mateo,
Yep.
Kyle Etter,
Yep.
Ethan Ibarra,
Yep.
and Max Fernandez.
Okay, now the next 5 are going to be tough. We know it's Trevor Bauer got in there.
Trevor
right?
Bauer's
So
in there, yes.
who else is in there? Who else has bombs?
Jake Purdy's going to come in here and try to close the door. Just need 1 out.
Don't say yes or no, but is Hicks in there?
You don't want me to say yes or no?
I'm just throwing names out there.
Okay, Hicks is in there, yes.
Okay.
Justin Hicks, also 28 home runs this year.
28 home runs?
Yeah, I actually skipped over his name because I wanted to say Max instead of him. So we got Chen, Etter, Mateo, Max, Hicks, Bauer.
Red Devil says, is it Tavano?
Tavano, yes, 27 as well.
Man, rookie hit 27 and led the league in RBIs.
Reiner, he was part of that 3-way tie for 10th, so he's going to fall 1 short of being in the home run derby.
Oh,
Trevor
no.
Bauer taking that spot. Taylor would have actually been in it. Actually, Dodos would have been in it due to the number of plate appearances, because that's the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Fewer plate appearances is in. It would have been Dodos had Trevor not homered, but Trevor did homer tonight. So we have Trevor Bauer, Max Fernandez, Mark Tavano, Justin Hicks, Mateo Fernandez, Kyle Etter, and Ryan Chen in the home run derby. 3 names yet to be revealed. I'll give you some hints. 1 Vader, 1 Cajun, 1-1.
Will Morris.
Will Morris will be in the home run derby.
Love seeing that.
We have some controversy here, but I think we're going to have a strikeout. 55 miles an hour.
Is it Gio? I mean, I feel like he got hot, but is he in like the 20s?
It's not Gio, but it is his power-hitting teammate that led the league in the first half of the season in home runs.
Challenge it. Hit down. I'm telling you, hit down.
Oh, Ibarra.
Ethan Ibarra will be in the home run derby. He
Love
had
seeing
27 this season.
Man, and he got like kind of quiet towards the end. He must have had a blistering first half of the first 3 quarters of the season.
And Sidekick and Storm Glider getting the last member. Adam Couts will be in the home run derby as well. So there you go. Your home run derby.
Give us the top 10 once again, Kyle Lohman.
Let's pause for a moment as we have a little bit of a controversy here at the end of the game. We have a strike at the bottom of the strike zone at 55 miles an hour.
Oh, man. Bird in there with a bunch of pepperoni?
The Bombers
That's
have
not gonna
challenged whether or not this has hit the ground first and then hit the strike zone, or it's just grabbed the bottom of the strike zone. This is absolutely...
Purdy walked off
bottom
like
of
it
the
for
zone.
sure.
Strike 3. I think we're going to have ball game here. Tom Cannon, as we see in the dungeon,
Punching
ringing him up as well.
Out. Here come the Grim Reapers.
Here we have the official decision coming on out. Matt Petricus says, strike 3, game over. Lightning win game number 2, 9-8.
Wow, putting up some serious numbers right there. The Lightning take game number 2. Before you get your bets in for game number 3, we have Josh Towers, it looks like, going for game 3 for the Lightning. I don't know who's going to go for Bombers in game number 3. Is it going to be Mateo? I don't know if he started or not.
Maybe Trevor, I would probably guess.
Trevor.
Trevor's probably going to have an opportunity.
But we're going to know
throw.
these things right after this. I have a great movie title, and it's going to be a shout out to one of the fans, but go ahead first.
Okay, let me give the fans the information that they need before make their final regular season wiffle point bets.
Go.
Josh Towers on the mound for the Lightning, and Big Al Fernandez is going to take the bump for the Bombers here in the bottom of the first.
Like Saving
For
Private
the
Ryan
Bombers.
Murphy. I like
Oh,
it.
that's a good one.
I got
So
one.
we're going to have Towers, Big Al here. Make your picks.
To one of our fan favorites, Red Devil. The hunt for Red Devil instead of the hunt for Red October.
That's good. It has nothing to do with wiffle outside of Red Devil being a viewer.
I was just giving it to a fan.
Oh, well, that's great.
He's been around.
It's an even line here in game number 3. Towers on the bump, been dominant at times, been rocky occasionally. Big Al on the mound. Look, we get a pretty good feeling Big Al's not going to throw a complete game here. So the Lightning will have an opportunity early to grab some runs, but we'll see who the other pitching members of the Bombers are. I think the Lightning are going to end up being disappointed, and we're gonna hear all about their game 1 mishap because I think Lightning are going to take care of game number 3.
Man. The Red Devil wears Prada.
Good one. Another good Red Devil one.
Yeah, I wonder if Chad's going to go back to school after this and maybe complete 6th grade so he's not in relegation. And the dude couldn't get out of 6th grade. He knew everything, but he doesn't know how to manage a team to winning.
Yeah, well, he knows a lot,
I
but
know.
there's times where I think there are times where maybe he overanalyzes, but they've been a little bit of unfortunate with a little bit of sequencing bad luck. They probably are a little better than their record shows. Maybe they're closer to like 23-31 than 17-37. Maybe they're closer to a 500 team than it looks like. And we've seen it, because we see their abilities to hang with a lot of good teams. But
Here's what it is also, Kyle, is you really can't gauge how great a team is until you start talking about when people are absent. If you have a Lightning team that has Kiefer and everybody and they're all there, good. If you have a team, if the Snappers play and Briner doesn't show up, it's a different team.
course.
So when the Lightning play and Kiefer and Anthony Michael don't show up, different teams.
I mean,
so
it goes for all sports, right?
yeah.
I mean, if Tom Brady's not there, the Bucks and Patriots were never the same.
Yeah,
right?
so it comes to, what's the word I'm looking for? When you show up all the time. Give me that word. Attendance.
Yeah, when their attendance is not.
If if the Lightning had the attendance that they needed and the Warbirds have the attendance they need, if Jim Dodos is always playing or Mayo's always showing up and the Night Owls always have Stein and Dalby,
Sure.
It's different. So it's really hard to gauge the best of the best when the best of the best aren't always playing. So the great thing about major sports is because those guys are getting paid, they have to come to
Of
work.
course.
But if you hear it,
The point was more when some of the best players on the team are not there, the team is not necessarily the same. I mean, we
Right.
said it multiple times throughout the season with the Night Owls, where they basically had this Jekyll and Hyde effect, where if Randy Dalby and James Stein were not there, they just were not the same team.
and
You can say the same thing for a lot of teams. When Tanek was absent, they clearly were not the same team. They were good, but they were not as good as when Tanek is around.
listen, I had Tom running and gunning for most valuable player. The dude basically shouldered the Vipers for quite a few games with the absence and swagger that they kind of had, and they're back in good form, and you can see Tanik in the chat saying like, listen, those guys like Gannon, Hicks, Tavano, they never miss a game, and that's huge.
And obviously that's a credit to the managers that have made the decisions to get certain players. Credit to the managers that have done their homework and found the guys that they know are going to be dedicated to the game and dedicated to being here for their team week in and week out. And there's a handful of teams that have built guys that are core members. The snappers. Briner and Weber and Wilson are at every game too, and that's good. And you as well, you're at every game as well. So it's the guys that are here and showing the dedication to the league and to their teams. That's hat tip to them.
It's good to see Lonell making good contact tonight, and there's probably something to be said, and deeper statistical stuff. You could probably see the teams that the availability is there for their players are the teams that make the playoffs and win it more so than not. Look at the ones. They basically always show up. When's the last time you were like, oh, Couts isn't here, or no, I don't see Chen, or
they're here.
They're here every week, and they're in the playoffs. The only team really that you could probably question, good play by Purdy, is maybe the Legends a little bit. We've kind of had in and outs. Of course, it's not because they don't want to show up. People are working or they got, family member stuff to do. But, other than a few weeks here, a few weeks there, every team that you see in the playoffs this season, they're there playing.
Spot on. As Hollis rips one to Josh Atkinson in left field, but he snags that one out of thin air for the third out. Hollis hit another ball hard, but didn't quite get the lift on that one. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Josh Towers. Gets out of the inning and gets out of the first unscathed. Head to the bottom of the first. We are going to see what we thought was Big Al on the mound. Trevor's out there. No, it's going to be Big Al Fernandez. Going to make a start. Taught his sons, Mateo, Max, and Alex, how to throw a ball, how to throw a wiffle. Now we're going to see.
I get emotional.
This
is a son and his father playing wiffle ball in the streets. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
What's Bird doing? And there's the Dragon Lady.
Full
20-ounce hot cocoa going deep. And look at Mama Fernandez. She is laid out. That's hours and hours
should we
of
get
being
her
dehydrated.
Like a recliner up there, maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna need they need some water and maybe suck on an ice cube or something.
Al doing a little submarine in warm-ups. Could we see a little unorthodox delivery from Al? Tries a spike ball there. Looks like the Warriors took down the Celtics tonight. Even that series up at 2, so we're going to play at least 6 in the NBA Finals this year.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see. You don't want to see a team just like go out there and beat a team 4-2 or 4-1 or whatever. You want to see game 6s and 7s, man, just like you want to see in PLW here. You want that last final game to go the distance, deep into the 5th and 6th inning.
Yeah, this is a good matchup for PLW in general, the NBA Finals. We have a good amount of Warriors fans in this league as we're close to the West Coast. And we have a good amount of people from Boston who are Celtics fans as well. So plenty of guys that root for the Warriors and plenty of guys that root for the Celtics in this league. Chad Phillips about to step up to the plate. He's a Celtics fan, myself as well.
Here we go. Once again, Chad Sparkle Phillips is up to bat. And this is a good opportunity for him to do what he has never done before. No, it's not get a hit. Though he probably has, you could count on your fingers how many hits he has. But he's going to go for a home run right here.
I want to see aggressive Chad this at bat. He's going to be looking for pitches down the middle, belt high or higher.
Here it is.
And take some man hacks. Let's go, Sparkles.
And what's that T stand for on his hat? Is that a lightning reference?
I don't believe so, no.
So he's wearing something that doesn't even match his jersey?
Oh! Rips one to the left side, and that's a base hit for Chad Phillips.
Unbelievable! A sparkling hit by Sparkles.
First hit of the year for Sparkles.
Crowd is going nuts. He tried to go to second, thinking it was a double. Typical Chad fashion.
Tries to get an extra base.
He must have read the book of Manny.
Lightning were requesting that ball, but I don't think we're going to need that one.
Wow.
Really, his first hit of the season?
Sure is. Dennis O'Brien up there looking for his first hit of the season.
And imagine if you're Big Al. I mean, you must be demoralized giving up the first hit of the season to Sparkles. They might have to have a conversation with Papa Fernandez right there.
Definitely rooting for Dennis O'Brien here. Trying to get his first hit of the season. Not a lot of at-bats for Dennis, only about 10. Maybe a dozen at-bats for Dennis. Of course, this whole season, he's mainly been lockdown
A
defense
lot
at
of
third. That's
history
about it.
tonight.
Yeah.
O'Brien got his first hit in this series.
No,
And-
Slusher.
Oh, Slusher
Brian's
got
up
it.
now,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Chad got his first hit of the season.
Right. Now we have a chance for O'Brien to get his first hit.
And a lot of people are talking that Chad is on pace for the cycle, for the cycle.
I don't know how you can be on pace for the cycle after a single, but he's on pace for something.
Pacemaker at best.
O'Brien worked a walk there. It's going to bring up Atkinson.
Oh, man,
Atkinson
he waited
gets
on
into that one, and that is way gone. Dead center into that palm tree about 20 feet up. Josh Atkinson with a man hack, a delayed bat flip. Not really his style, bat flipping there. Josh Atkinson, too much of a consummate professional, the bat flip. He's going to round the bases, though, as the Lightning take a 3-0 lead. And look, I know this game is not quite the same thing. As the oh boy, and he watches it. Oh goodness!
God. And look at Big Al threw a pitch into the Lightning Wiffle Club's little home run celebration.
I don't blame him. This was a long delayed home run trot. I mean, what took so long?
He went right after that Thor hammer as Jake Purdy steps into the box. And Big Al says, I'm going to quick pitch you right there, little Lightning boy.
Taste of your own medicine, Purdy.
Oh, man, he almost relegated that wiffle ball. Look at that. And people are talking about Sparkle sets the tone.
Look, you be a leadoff guy. You get up there, you set the tone with a hard hit, base hit, and your team follows. I heard him talking pregame, said we don't have a leadoff hitter on this team, and I think Lightning might have just found one. And Purdy goes down swinging off the Big Al floater outside.
That's a great number, Larry Legend.
33 miles an hour. Bruce Uson says that's a good number. Larry Legend. Homage to Larry Bird.
This might go.
Bruce, be nice to Big Al. Don't hit it too far. Bruce has played plenty of softball, plenty of bar tournament wiffle. He knows how to hit one of those slow looping, but Lonell Simmons takes that one away from him as Bruce got a little jam there. Couldn't quite get that one with the barrel of the bat.
He benched me. He told me I benched you. No, I told you that I was not leaving you off.
Towers looking for his fourth home run of the night. He's had 3 bombs so far tonight. Might have an opportunity against Big Al here if he gets a pitch to hit. Al floats that knuckleball in at 36 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, Towers is too good of a hitter to... I mean, whatever comes off his bat is going to be an enormous shot.
Oh, my goodness. Big Al gets Towers to swing and miss at that 35-mile-an-hour floater.
Listen, I don't know. I'm taking notes. It looks like a lot of these wiffle ball guys can't hit slow pitches. It's very difficult to hit like an ephus type of pitch.
You've been known to throw one sub 40
Yeah.
fairly often.
Yeah, but that's like my pitch.
That's just all you got? Towers, though.
It's going to go. And
Gone!
it does. His 4th home run of the series. What an amazing job at the plate for Towers. And every time he hits the ball, Kyle, it's just a shot.
Impressive performance by Josh Towers tonight. Home run in each game. 1 in game 1, 2 in game 2, and now another one here in game 3. Yes, sometimes not off the biggest pitching, but he does have at least 2 off Max Fernandez tonight. So, great night for Josh Towers tonight.
And look at Tanik saying ex-Yankees minor leaguer pitching in Big Al versus ex-Toronto Blue Jay major leaguer Josh Towers. Blue Jays win.
Just shows the guys who make it to the show, they're the real deal. Imagine with a guy as good of a swing as Josh Towers has, you can see it, as pure of a swing. Guy never hit it in the majors.
No.
They said, no, we don't need you to hit.
Yeah.
We can see, you can hit from both sides? Big deal.
No.
We don't want that.
Throw this.
Just
Throw this.
throw.
Throw the ball. Oh, he gets jammed up. Hollis, easy play.
Hollis just continues his Gold Glove campaign over there at third base. Error-free basically nearly all season from Hollis Hale. Reminder, guys, if you haven't got those ballots in for the awards, this is your last opportunity tonight. I'm going to go home tonight after the stream and count up all the winners. Exclamation point awards in the chat for that link. You have to sign in with a Google, fill out that doc. Give one first, a second, and a third place vote for each of those first 5, and then vote for as many Gold Glove winners as you'd like. Give 6, 7, 8 guys a Gold Glove, and then we'll take the top 6 winners of the Gold Gloves and then top 3 in each of those categories. And we'll create another ballot as a part of the official ballot of the awards, and you will have a say in who wins what. And we will announce those next week during the playoffs. And of course, you all will be tuned in to find out both who wins those awards and who wins it all.
You know, just because somebody said something in the chat, and I just want to get your take on it, and I want to ask you a couple questions about, PLW. But before I get to that, do you think 162 games in Major League Baseball is too many? Like, how many times do you need to see a good team beat up on a bad team?
In general, it's probably too many.
Yeah.
I love baseball. I don't watch as much as I used to, but it's a long grind. It probably is in general too many. Yeah.
Yeah.
The season probably could easily be spaced out more, and more days off, and got extra days off between road trips.
That's
Trevor Bauer just further cements his spot in the home run derby. Another home run.
So I'm gonna.
Yeah, it probably is too many in general, but there's a reason. It's one good thing about the long season and all the division games. It really puts an emphasis on winning the division, and it's good for the teams that do end up winning the division.
Okay, now I want to talk a little about Premier League Wiffle. What do you feel about the 54 games for Premier League Wiffle?
The way we played this season, and the first time, at least the way we had to do it, it did feel like maybe too many games.
Okay.
But I think it has to be this way. It's kind of structured in a sense where we have 10 teams.
Yeah.
Unless we at some point expand or have multiple fields or multiple nights or something.
Max
Fernandez
to back Jack.
Back-to-back pitches. Bombers go deep, and just like that, it's a 4-3 game. Yeah, I think with our current structure with 10 teams, everybody plays each other twice, and I think it's perfect. It's very simple. Every team plays each other twice, home and away, and you end up with 54 games, and I think it's really good. Maybe in the future we see something different. There's been a lot of ideas thrown around. Maybe we'll do one. We've wanted to do 2 seasons in a year with only maybe 3 or 4 week break in the middle. Maybe now we'll just do 1 season with maybe like a month or so break in the middle for an all-star game and to give people a little bit of time off.
Go like 72 or something?
No, but do 54, but maybe not start in February. Maybe start in like April and go from April to October or something.
Gotcha.
There's been a few ideas floated around, and we'll hammer those details out and figure it out. But, I think 18 weeks straight plus preseason and
rough.
Draft and now playoffs and relegation. I mean, this is a lot of whiffs every night for these guys for sure. And not only are they out here playing, they're out here volunteering as well. And that throw from Chad Phillips is going to hit a still Alex Fernandez.
Stormglider saying he'd love to see 12 teams with a longer season. What do you think about that?
12 teams is very possible, but the problem is the way we have it structured right now is you have every team playing 1 night a week. If we were to go to 12, maybe we'd have to go to 6 nights a week. Maybe we would have Saturday night whiffs as well. Maybe only Sundays off.
I'm sure our fans wouldn't mind that.
Mateo just missed that one, and he wants one more to break the tie with Ryan Chen. He wants to be the solo leader in home runs this season. Hudis Tavano guy saying, I'm ready for another 54 games in 2 weeks. Tanik says, I'd prefer to play twice a week, 108 a season, 2 seasons. Tanik wants to quadruple the amount of whiffs.
Well,
He's
yeah,
dedicated to the game, that Adam Tanik.
Yeah, I mean, he's out here on Skycam and in the dungeon. I get it. A lot of these guys that play a lot are on the stream team as well, so it could be a little bit a daunting task to be out here, especially when the heat's starting to come around and stuff like that. Imagine when you're deeper in the summer in July and August and people are working 8-10 hour days and you're calling upon people to be on Skycam and UMP and stuff like that. It just makes it really, really difficult. But, man, we've just done a great job. And And what's up with Bruce out
Wow,
there?
that ball was hit to the moon. That was one of the highest pop-ups I've ever seen here at Hideaway Field. That was like 5-second hang time. It was up there forever and just knuckled down to Bruce. And it's not exactly light out there in center field, and Bruce had a hard time wrangling that one in.
And I just rib, a lot of the players out there, but everybody has their role. Tanek does what he does from a computer, basically, and that's how he started this league. You know what I'm saying? And there's people like me, a little bit more out here, and the Bowers and you and GKs, and everybody just has a role that they play. And, you kind of sleep with wherever you make your bed's at.
Yeah, at the moment, it's a lot of pressure on all of us in the league, for sure, to keep the product going. And I do think in time, as we continue to grow, that, this production team will start to be more of a, it'll be less of a volunteer basis and more of a, it'll be a few people making a few dollars to fill these positions, and then it'll take a little pressure off the members of the league to keep the whole thing going. So that'll certainly alleviate a lot of pressure there. We'll have to have fewer of those bat calls out to Trevor Bauer every night to come save us for Skycam. We'll just have somebody up there.
And everybody fills in like that. The other night when I went into the dungeon, that was the first time I worked the graphics or whatever, and I wasn't feeling it, but I want to make sure that the fans at home, were able to enjoy it how they should be. And everybody does that. You do it. GK, Tom, Bowers, Patricus, Dodos, Tanix, whoever it is, Buck Burners, the Runnels, they jump in when the bat call is signaled out.
Been really a Herculean effort by nearly the entire league, top to bottom. Very thankful for everybody that has sacrificed and volunteered their time. I mean, we call them volunteer. We refer to these as volunteer shifts when we're counting them up and figuring out which team has volunteered the most to kind of draft which day of the week they get to play. And we refer to them as volunteer shifts because they really are volunteering their time to, yes, we love playing, but there's other nights of the week where you come out here, you show up at 5 o'clock,
Max,
you're here till
Alex,
9:30, 4 or 5 hours. I mean, you're really making a sacrifice.
And remember,
volunteering your time.
last season, we used to play till like 11 o'clock at night sometimes.
And started earlier, yeah.
We started at 5 and played till like 11 p.m. because we'd run 2. I'm okay, thanks, Anthony. 2 3-game series. It was, oh, man, unbelievable.
We had another good ball game on our hands. It's really too bad that the Lightning couldn't scrape that first game across because we'd have a couple of interesting high-stakes games here in Game 2 and 3.
Yeah, we needed Towers and Anthony Michael and those guys to come alive a little bit. But we're also watching Big Al on the mound as well.
That's fair. Just so you know, I don't think a pitch reads under 30, so Big Al has to throw at least 30 to register the pitch. All right, 38, he did get that. Okay, that's good.
I want to really bad. Step up.
Sidekick saying, what about more games but take 1 inning off, only 5 innings? We kind of did that season 2. Since we've moved to 6 players and 6 fielders, it kind of works perfectly to have 6 players, 6 fielders, 6 innings.
5 innings was just, you were like, sometimes it wouldn't get going till like the 4th or 5th.
But it made more
sometimes.
sense when you only batted 5 and you only fielded 5 and we only played 5. Now with the field 6 and we bat 6, Chad's up there hacking, looking for an opportunity to drive one deep. Let's see how he battles here with 0-2. See if Al goes after him or gets him to chase. Okay, tries to get Chad to chase on 0-2 away.
We could watch history.
Here we go. Let's just watch it happen. Here it is. Oh, and Chad goes down swinging at a pitch 4 feet over the strike zone.
How many feet?
I don't know. 4? That was over his head. I mean, let's take a look at where this was. I mean, that's out of the screen. That pitch was out of the screen and almost hit the PLW logo.
I don't know. I don't have anything to say.
If PLW expands regionally, could that allow 365 whiffs, but players only in season half the year? Yeah, that might be the case. I mean, one of our long-term goals, quote-unquote, here at PLW is to have a national product where PLW is a league structure that happens in multiple cities.
Good for O'Brien. No, Max right there.
And we play a national championship. Could you imagine a league like this, not only in Vegas, but in Boston and Detroit and LA and Miami and Pittsburgh and, St. Louis, and then once a year in November, all those teams travel out here and play a 3-day national championship tournament at the nicest field in the country. And I think long term, that'd be something that would be absolutely amazing.
There
you
is
see the best of the best.
no doubt in my mind that that's going to happen. I really feel with the momentum that we could bring to this game, and if we really put everything together, of course, there's a lot of moving parts to all that. But I feel like there's a need for it. Listen, not everybody is going to go play college ball or semi-pro or pro, but you could be pimping it in a PLW league, and that feels good whether you're 21 or 50. So go try to play with some big ballers at 50 years old, not happening. But out here in PLW, you could be Joe the Plumber and make noise.
And it is a different skill. It's true. Not everybody that has been a great baseball player at some point in their life has immediately picked up and been a relevant player in this league. So it's not just like, oh, it's a league for guys that didn't play, that weren't that great. It's not. It's a different skill that you have to learn and adjust to. Of course, hitting is hitting, but you still have to understand the timing and the way the ball moves and the way pitchers think. And so it's a learned skill, and the physical toll that it takes on one's body is less than other sports. And that is one of the things that allows for the wider range of ages to be able to be competitive in the league.
Maybe you pick cities that have good weather during the fall, like Milwaukee.
Of course, that's kind of why I feel like maybe eventually if we go to something structured like
Miami. Like places you could play all year,
sure.
right?
But that's why I kind of say if you go to something structured more like maybe playing April through October and you have a national championship in November, all the teams could kind of play about the same amount of season in where the weather's playable in colder weather cities like Boston, like Pittsburgh, like Detroit, like New York or wherever. Not everywhere has the climate that Las Vegas has. Nowhere has the climate that Las Vegas has. Maybe Phoenix or something, but
I just think there's enough want out there based on everything that we see. I mean, I've had this conversation with everyone. One day, if it could happen for sure. It's not out of the realm that it couldn't.
Sure is not. It sure isn't, and I think everybody involved, both here within PLW and all members of our PLW family, recognize that they're in on the ground floor of something that in a handful of years could be, they're going to say, remember when all they were doing was streaming on Twitch and begging for people to come over from TikTok? We all see it.
Now they're on ESPN2 with, however many teams in different cities.
ESPN Plus tomorrow seems possible, if you ask me. There's no reason we can't be buried on ESPN Plus. I mean, they stream some pretty obscure college basketball games with 130 people in the crowd. I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't be deep in that ESPN Plus menu.
Two, top third, Bombers.
Joliet, Illinois? That's where the Blues Brothers are from. Somebody's saying, why not play indoors where the weather is better? That's certainly possible in some cities. It's certainly possible in some cities for sure. Killing me. There is some wiffle that plays in between.
You'll be good.
There is some wiffle that plays indoors, like there's some indoor fields and whatnot.
And there it is! Mateo Fernandez with an absolute bomb!
He just did it!
And he is going to be the single season home run leader in PLW this season. Congrats to Mateo Fernandez. That's his 31st home run this year. Passes Ryan Chen. Mateo Fernandez is our home run leader. Gets a hug from his dad around the bases. Good for Mateo Fernandez. We will see him in likely not only the All-Star game, but in that home run derby for sure. Man, Mateo absolutely has crushed these last number of weeks. A 7th home run night for Mateo.
For sure. Get that on all of our social platforms. Very, very awesome to see Mateo. And listen, Kyle, what's the second most home runs in a season? He's got to be, if Briner had like 34 or 31, it's got to be close to second, if not in its own second place by itself.
Yeah, I think you're very right. I think Briner had the career record at the single season record at 33. Let me look up real quick. Last season it was Tanek and Briner both at 24. The season before in the summer, yeah, Tom's confirming 33. Shane Weber was second that season with 29. So it's number one Taylor Briner in single season home runs with 33 at the moment. Number two, Mateo Fernandez with 31 and Ryan Chen with 30.
Oh,
Those are the
man.
top three. The only three men who have ever hit 30 home runs in a season in PLW history. Taylor Briner, Mateo Fernandez, and Ryan Chen. Congrats to those three gentlemen.
Unbelievable effort by Mateo. He actually had a slow start to this season. We thought, like, what happened to Mateo? And then all of a sudden, as Chad goes to the ground once again, very close play, though. What's he doing?
You never know what he's doing over there.
He came alive. I'm curious to know what he's done over, like, the last 2 months. Remember, he had, like, a 5 home run, a 4 home run, a 4 home run. Like, these series were really popping off.
So this is a pretty incredible stretch.
Let's hear it.
So since March 2nd, he didn't homer in the first 2 games of that night. So that's 1, 2.
Hollis to the right side. There's going to be a lot of movement. It's going to be a double to the right side and score law now.
So this is his last 16 games, and these are his home run totals.
Let's hear it.
1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. So he had, I'm pausing, but he had 5 consecutive games with at least 2 home runs.
Man.
That's insane. So he had 11 home runs over 5 games.
Jeez.
And then he went 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Didn't have any last week, but he's got 2 tonight. 5 consecutive games with at least 2 home runs.
That's probably a PLW
You
record.
got to be kidding me. Like, there's the majority of people in PLW don't have a 2 home run game.
Right.
He has 5 consecutive games with 2 home runs or more. That is an unbelievable statistic.
I'm throwing that out as probably a PLW record. 5 in a row with 2. I mean, that means that they're pitching to you and that you're making contact and it's going over the wall twice. Sheesh, man, he's really good and the youngest member, I believe, of the Bombers, no?
This is incredible, but
give me more incredible stuff.
Sorry. Ryan Chen had 3 consecutive games this year with 2 home runs or more. I'm just going to make sure I have this sorted right. Is that correct? Mateo Hernandez, 5 consecutive games? Yeah, unbelievable. 5 consecutive games, 2 on May 7th, and then he played a couple days later on May 9th, and he had 2, 2, 2, 3, and 2. 11 home runs in 5 games. Absolutely incredible run there by Mateo Fernandez. Yeah, he's been an absolute monster this second half of the season.
I mean, as incredible as that is, like Chen twice had more than half of that in one series. 7 times Chen hit, or 2 times Chen hit 7 in a series. Buck did it 1 time. Unbelievable. Like,
Mateo had 6 home runs through 23 games.
that's what I'm talking about.
So he had 6 through 23, and now he has 25 through 31. So if he stayed on a similar pace as that 25 through 31,
which is a torrid pace.
it's a ridiculous pace. That pace on a 54-game season is 43 and a half home runs. So if he stayed on the pace he was at, he would have blown Taylor Briner's record out of the water by 10 home runs. That's how hot he has been since the second half of this, like basically the second half of the season.
Everybody
really incredible.
Give it up to
effort,
Mateo, man, for being our home run champion of season number 4.
We've had a big role reversal in this game. The Lightning were up 4-0, and now it's 7-4 as Josh Atkinson rips one up the middle off Big Al. This could be a 1st to 15 situation for sure, as we have less than stellar pitching on the mound, and both teams looking to swing the bat. 7-4 at the moment. It's going to bring up Jake Purdy.
Kyle, in just a few minutes, I'm going to let you finish out the game. I got something that I need to do.
As Purdy rips one up the middle. He's got no Lightning have 2 on and nobody out.
And then I'm going to show up with your wife
What?
Monday.
Oh. Wow, that got out of control quickly, I thought, for a second.
On Monday night, we're going to commentate together on a hot series between Adam Tannick's Sand Vipers and Taylor Briner's Snappers, as we're going to see the best of the best go at it. I mean, like I said, these two teams have been going at it for quite a long time, and they're kind of equal at this point. This is kind of like almost like the rubber match game as Yuson destroys that one. Wouldn't you say this is kind of like the rubber match? Snappers early against the Vipers. The Vipers kind of gained some ground, then they won a championship. And now we kind of got like a rubber match series going forward into season number 4.
Yes, Sand Vipers failed to reach the championship in the first 2 seasons. Snappers got the best of them as the representative, pretty much in the finals. And then last year, obviously, the Sand Vipers beat them in the final, so that was a little bit of redemption. Exactly rubber match time for this Sand Vipers versus Snappers matchup.
And I've said it for a long time. There's nobody that I think is more feared, at least in my eyes, and I've said this not only because I was his teammate for a while, but when Tannick is oh my God, Towers number 5. He's going to be player of the week.
Towers, 5 home runs in this series tonight. He's really swing looks incredible tonight. Very quick hands. This ball is just jumping off his bat.
Yeah, so like Tannick for sure, when he's locked in, he's dangerous. But equally on the other side, when Briner is locked, if you put those two guys' brains together, they could split a atom or molecule or something. They're so focused. But it's going to be you do not want to miss this series. It's just 2 enormous franchises that people have seen since season 0, and they're going to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I expect Monday night to be the highest watched WIFFLE stream yet for us, and I can't wait for it. And I'm happy that you're in the booth to make.
Let me ask you a question: is there something that PLW or can you like boost or get more people to watch on like Twitch somehow,
we could
or
run
like
a few ads? Maybe
like
we'll do that.
Yeah, that could be like a cool little
Might
thing.
be
just
something we do Monday night
to get all our playoff series really watched.
If everybody likes and shares all our posts come Monday, for the hyping up the finals, it'll just get more eyes on it, of course. So retweet, like, share all those posts and get everybody, get the word out there for PLW playoffs. We're all looking forward to it. We're in the finals here for the best movie title, Container of Dreams, Into the Palms, Wolf of Whiff Street, Kirby Does Vegas, Leaving Hideaway.
I do love Wolf of Whiff Street, but I got to tell you, I'm very partial to Kirby. Just love him like a little brother.
Yeah, who doesn't? Kirby Does Vegas so far leading this poll, likely going to run away with it. Trench, I'll let you go.
All right, man, do your thing.
Here. We will see you Monday night.
See you guys. Love you. I'm leaving the commentating booth. He thinks I'm just going to go, and I'm actually going to come over. Okay, all right, Julia. I'll talk to you later.
I don't know how you're going to walk away right now with Chad Phillips taking the mound, about to have a chance. With the way Big Al's pitching.
I got to come back for Chad.
Okay, all right. Chad's here. Trench hasn't left yet. 0-2 to
I
Chad.
have to stay just a little bit longer. He thinks I'm leaving. And he takes a
53 down the middle, and Al punches out Chad.
I stayed for that, Kyle.
Sorry,
See you guys.
Actually, I probably have more.
God, Al really floating these pitches in. Trench leaving the booth and got Tasmanian Devil here. Dennis O'Brien looking for his first PLW hit. Gonna have an opportunity here against Big Al. See if he can get a pitch to hit and drive it hard. Hit one hard last time, dead center, but was taken away from him. Dennis up there swinging. Wants to compete here. Oh my God, Harley. Brian goes down swinging. Back-to-back Ks for Big Al. If you guys want to mute number 1 mic down there for me, that'd be fine.
Let's go. Speed it up, people.
We're going to head to the top of the 4th. Really interesting ball game, back-and-forth battle. And we're going to see Jake Purdy on the mound in a game where we thought was just kind of maybe B players, so to speak, on the mound. Seeing Big Al get the start. we didn't necessarily think
Check out the IG story.
that we would see a guy like Purdy battle, but here we are.
You see that PLW story?
Jake going to take the mound, look to possibly take the single season lead in strikeouts. I'm not exactly sure how many each of Max and Purdy have. Purdy was tied coming into the night. Max has had a bunch. Purdy's had a bunch. Got to think Purdy's likely going to end up with the most, which is a good little accomplishment for Jake to lead the league in strikeouts on the mound. He's pitched a lot of innings this year. Good for him. Adam Tanik saying Towers only 4 home runs on the season and then hits 5 tonight. Absolutely wild performance from Josh Towers. It was kind of just a matter of time with him, though. We saw his swing, saw how pure it was, and the fact that, you know, it just was a matter of time before Towers really locked in. And little unfortunate for the Lightning that it took so long into the season for him to really find it. But when this team competes in the Challengers Tournament, Josh Towers will be towards the top of that lineup, and this team will be tough out. Purdy brushes off Max Fernandez there inside. Max gets under this one. Phillips going to range back, and Chad's going to secure that behind second base for the first out. Chad's a gamer out there. Look, he wants to win this game for his team. They want to end the series on a high note. They don't want to just mess around and go out just, you know, being silly out there. They want to grab 2 out of 3, get a series victory, and then if and when it comes time to fight in that Challengers Tournament for the Lightning, they'll be ready. Purdy ahead of Alex Fernandez here, and Alex chases down away, goes down swinging. Purdy works fast, yes, but the other thing that makes his windup deceiving is that he also has a quick windup. He moves so quickly. That's another reason why he looks like he's moving so fast, is that he actually physically is. He's striding forward very quickly. So combination of not taking a lot of time in between pitches and moving quickly in his windup. Got 2 strikes on Mateo Fernandez here. He goes down swinging. Thought he might have got a piece of that one, but looks back and did swing and miss. And Purdy adds to his strikeout total. Likely going to end up as this season's single season strikeout leader. Jake Purdy or Max Fernandez. I think it's going to end up being Jake Purdy. He's been the Lightning workhorse all year long. Really, last year and this year, been the leader of this pitching staff and one of the most feared guys in the entire league. We move to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 8-7 Lightning in what could be a 1-15 affair, although now with Purdy in the game, maybe the Bombers are saying, why don't we just throw our best at him? Al's probably saying, Bud, what's it matter? Why don't I just go back out there? And Mac's like, Purdy's going to try to take this strikeout thing from me. Yeah, I bet Max wants that ball. I can almost promise you that Max was trying to tell his father, look, man, look, Pops, Jake's trying to get strikeouts, and I have a chance to beat him. You know, give me an opportunity. But Al's taking the ball. Says, son, I got this. Here he is facing Josh Atkinson. Josh going to choke up a little bit on the bat. Not something that actually a lot of guys do in this league. Usually it's a little bit the other way. A couple of guys hang their finger off the end of the bat and try to make the bat slightly longer. Josh going to roll over that one to Alex Fernandez at short, as sure-handed as they come, fires it into the backstop. Alex Fernandez, chance for another Gold Glove possibly. One final reminder, guys, exclamation point awards in the chat. If you haven't done so already, get your ballot in for those regular season awards. Fill that ballot out. Your vote will actually count this season into who wins MVP, Cy Young, Manager of the Year, Most Improved, Rookie of the Year, and those Gold Gloves. Exclamation point awards in the chat if you haven't done so yet. Purdy ahead of Big Al here, 2-1.
Are they given before Monday?
Over 100 people have already submitted ballots going into tonight. Like to see that number get closer to 125 or so. That's good to see a lot of fan interaction. Your vote counts, guys. I'm going to take all the winners tonight when I get home and fill out an actual ballot in the legit voting. Going to be, I think, about 20 total votes in that. So your vote will count for about 5%. Who knows? Especially when it comes to those gold gloves, could be the vote that decides who wins what. A couple of close races this year for sure, a couple of awards. I know the Rookie of the Year is one of the most talked about races this year because of the fact it's so close. Will Morris, Kyle Eder, Ryan Murphy, Mark Tavano have all had incredible seasons. Cody Runnels. There it is, as you see it. Exclamation point awards in the chat. Quick instructions for those first 5 awards. Fill out 1 first, 1 second, 1 third place winner, and vote for as many gold gloves as you'd like. Preferably at least 6. Anywhere from like 6 to a dozen is a good number. Don't leave anybody off your ballot. Throw them on there. If you think they have a chance for a gold glove, give them a vote. And then we'll take the guys that get the 6 most votes, and that'll be the chat's ballot. Stormglider saying, absolutely love to see J-Lo and Kyle in the booth. Yeah, we talked about having it this year, but we wanted to give everybody, we didn't want to hog the booth, so to speak. We will be a part of the same broadcast team Monday, as Trench will be up here in the booth with J-Lo, calling that Sand Viper Snappers game. But I'm going to be on the sidelines with a microphone, getting some on-field interviews with both teams, the managers, some key players, maybe after some big plays. Really give you guys a good look at what the players are thinking in the moment as they're happening next week in the playoffs. Cannot wait. What's that 30% off code again? LOL Glenn. LOLGLEN. That's a 30% off code until it's going to be up there for a while. I have no expiration date on it, so just use it as many times as you'd like. Pretty much get everything for cost, guys. We appreciate everybody that's purchased anything from the store to help support PLW. And store.premierleaguewiffle.com. LOL Glenn is actually the code. It is a legit code. 30% off in the store. Head on over there. Get your favorite Bombers or Lightning, or support your favorite team that you think is going to make it in the playoffs. And also, if you guys don't realize, there's Kirby Bucket merchandise. Kirby Bucket t-shirts, sweatshirts. Head on over to that store.
Let's get it.
I don't know, Stormglider. Right place, right time. In life and in everything, timing is everything. That's all that matters. Here we go, Bruce Uson. He gets under that one, and this is an absolute no-doubter. Another home run for big Bruce Uson, this time off Lionel Simmons. It's going to bring in Jake Purdy from first. It's 10-7 Lightning here in game number 3. Man, really a shame that the Lightning could not find a W in game number 1, because they've looked great in game number 2 and 3. Yes, it's not maybe against the elite pitching of the Bombers, but they're just swinging such good bats right now that they might have hit balls like this off of anybody. Josh Towers up again, looking to add to his total. Could he possibly go yard again? He's certainly going to be swinging the bat. Not a man up there to walk more often than not. Knows how to approach him on bat, but he's up there swinging. Towers gets ahead of Lalo. 2-1. Thanks, Stormglider. Appreciate it. Towers takes that one. He's ahead 3-1. See what he does on 3-1 here. Might have an auto swing even at a ball to give himself an opportunity. Towers swings, tips that one into the zone. That's with 1 strike, so he'll still have an opportunity to do that and be okay. We have a full count here, though.
I had him in my head, but I was swinging no matter what.
J-Lo.
No, yeah.
Giving Stormglider some love. We appreciate it. Towers gets jammed a little bit. That's going to be in no man's land. Over Bauer's heading in front of Mateo Fernandez. And another hit for Josh Towers. Adds to his impressive evening. Good for Josh Towers. It's going to bring up Anthony Michael, who has told me, and I've seen it in batting practice as well, that he has the ability to hit the ball from the left side, and we are going to see him doing so right here against Lionel Simmons. Anthony Michael going to look to drive that ball over the right field fence. We do say it is a left-handed ballpark, meaning the fence is a couple feet closer in right field, and it's not as tall as that brown container in left field. So a couple more line drives that might be off the wall for triples in left field actually end up being home runs in right field. So definitely slightly advantage left-handed batters at Hideaway Field. Anthony Michael swings and misses. Maybe his left-handed career might be done after that. Kingpin saying, might be hard for an Ohio team to play in the Vegas League, but if there was an end-of-the-year PLW tourney consisting of all the regional championships for the weekend around Labor Day in Vegas, I could see that happening. Yeah, I mean, ideally we would have it so basically all the leagues play the exact same rules on nearly the exact same field conditions. So, you know, the only thing that would really be separating a team from out of town to this one would, I mean, I guess would literally be home field advantage. But, they should have the exact same rule set. They would have the same exact rule set. They would play on similar dimension fields with turf and whatnot. So ideally that it would be set up in a situation where they're just completely comfortable and they're just playing in a new stadium, but everything else is the same. As Bo Evans hits another ball hard, and we're going to have another opportunity for Chad Phillips to come up with a big hit. He's already had a hit so far tonight. First hit of the PLW season for him. Not a lot of at-bats. Comes up with first and second, 2 outs. Takes ball 1 low from Simmons. We got a little bit of chant going. We have a Chad chant. Everybody's pumped up. Chad swings in. Oh, and rocket off the container for a triple. I thought that might have been it, guys. But it's a triple for Chad Phillips. Oh, my goodness. That was almost it. Wow. Wow, that was almost it, guys. Chad's got the Thor hammer over at third. Wow. What a rocket off the bat of Chad Phillips. That missed a home run by maybe 2 feet. And it's 12-7 Lightning. And Alex Fernandez is going to come in and make sure this game doesn't get ended this inning. Oh my goodness, guys. I thought I was going to be up here calling it by myself without Trench. Wow, Trench would have never forgave himself for missing that moment. But either way, a nice piece of hitting by Chad Phillips. Look, a guy who's not incapable of hitting the ball hard when he sees a pitch he likes. And you saw it right there. Logan saying if only he was a lefty. I just got finished talking about it, that if that ball was, if you mirrored that and flipped it to the right side, that might have just crept over the yellow line in right field. That was also probably the hardest ball I've seen Chad hit. I mean, that was an absolute no-doubter triple. That got to the wall in no time. One more time, if you guys didn't hear that, LOL Glenn, LOLGLEN for 30% off in our store. Pretty much gets everything at cost. Store.premierleaguewiffle.com. Grab some stuff, just ahead of the playoffs here to support your favorite PLW team. We appreciate everybody who's grabbed some merch and rocked that merch in your local towns. I hope you guys have scooped up some of those Vaders tees or Sand Vipers sweatshirts and whatnot. If somebody asks you, what's that sweatshirt? And, you tell them all about PLW. We appreciate you. I just received a shirt myself in the mail today. I'm going to be debuting it on Monday. It'll be my sideline reporter shirt. Dennis O'Brien looking for his first career PLW hit. He hasn't had that many at-bats this year. 12 to 15 at-bats or something like that for Dennis. I'd like to see him hit the ball to the right side, maybe in a hole. Find a hole here. He's up there battling. Dennis showed up a little bit late to PLW. He had a little bit of minor league experience. We drafted him in the third round this season when I was a member of the Lightning. He's ended up being a great value pick for where we got him. Third round pick. He's played a great third base for the Lightning. Looking to see if he can break through here with a hit. He's up there battling against one of the perennial, or the OGs of PLW, Alex Fernandez. And he works. Now it's a full count. I wasn't sure if that was 3-2 or 2-2. The graphic had 3-2, but it was 2-2. Now we're full. Let's see if Dennis can do it here. And he brings it back up to the middle, but it's going to be right at Alex, and Alex is going to throw him out to the backstop for out number 3. But not before a little more damage done. Big swing by Big Bruce Uson and a 2 RBI rocket triple off the container by Chad Phillips. And it's 12-7 Lightning heading to the top of the 5th. Jake Purdy going to go back to the mound out there, trying to add to his strikeout total. Likely going to be the season leader in strikeouts. Just myself, Kyle Lohman, up here in the booth right now. Trench Pacone had to take off for the last inning or two here tonight. Just want to thank everybody for watching us all season, really. I know this is the last night of the regular season. There's a hoodie being purchased right there. Appreciate you very much. Hope you use your LOL Glenn code for 30% off. It's a PLW hoodie. I just want to thank everybody for watching us all season. I mean, we've been here since the beginning of February. We even had an off-season ping pong tournament that some of you watched. We had our tryouts and draft day. You know, and we've had 18 weeks of regular season, 90 streams of regular season Wiffle, and then we're going to have 5 more of postseason and 2 more of relegation Wiffle. Thank you very much, everybody, for being a part of PLW family. We appreciate you all very much. Everybody that subs, everybody that gifts subs, is a part of the hype train. Everybody that participates in chat, roots for different guys, and, you know, participates in all the polls that we put up. And thank you very much, everybody. I'm glad you're all part of it. One-two to Simmons. He goes down swinging against Purdy. Purdy gassed him up there 60 miles an hour. Lonell's looked pretty good in his short number of at-bats this season. Maybe only 30, 40 at-bats for Lonell, but he's had a pretty good season for his small sample size, a guy working at his game. I've seen him. I've been out there for a couple of Night Owls practices, and all of a sudden Lonell shows up to work by himself. He's trying to get better out here. Good to see it. There's Adam Tanik's in the chat gifting subs. The commissioner is gifting subs. Be like Adam. Gift a few subs here towards the end of the season. A couple of our new viewers. We appreciate everybody that does something like that. Dragon Lady especially, all-time leader in subs gifted. We love her. And everybody that's ever gifted a sub, thank you very much to all of you. We all love watching without ads and betting our Wiffle points, earning extra Wiffle points. Purdy with back-to-back strikeouts here in the 5th inning. Dealing. See what he does against Big Al here. I wonder if he's shaking off the catcher. See if he goes with something slow. No, he goes wide. Bob Golf's bad, saying home run for the Bombers equals a gift sub. Oh, man, might be a tall task against Jake Purdy. How does gifting subs work? Does it randomly assign who it goes to? I believe you have both options. You can do random, and you can also gift a specific person. There's Hayden. Hayden Merciel jumping in the chat. What's up, Hayden? Tavano saying, as it is going, I'm going to finish the season with a grand total of 0 Wiffle points. Look, you die with 0, right? You can't take them to the grave, so you might as well spend them, Mark. Snug saying, this is the best stream I've been into. I appreciate that, Snug. Thanks for hanging out with us. J-Lo gifting another sub. Wiffle Dude saying, yo, discount, yo. What do you want? Discount for our store, store.premierleaguewiffle.com. LOL Glenn, 30% off. You got it. Make sure you check out that Wiffle Point store here on Twitch. I have actually personally added a few things in that store. You can now get a sticker for $40,000. You can get a PLW hot cocoa koozie for $75,000. If you're not sure what a PLW hot cocoa koozie is, I'm going to show you right after this pitch. There you go. PLW hot cocoa koozie. We can't go to the booth during Purdy. He's too fast. Trevor Bauer! Deep to left, and it's gone. That one left out of here in a hurry. Thank God we didn't miss that pitch. 12-10 now. Well, we said home run for the Bombers equals a gift sub. There you go, guys. You got a home run for the Bombers by Trevor Bauer here, who you're going to see in the home run derby in a couple of weeks. Gift subs away time. 12-9 official scorekeeper says. Excuse me, I thought that was a 3-run home run. It was a 2-run home run. Might have been a 3-run home run, but I think it was 12-9, official scorekeeper says. Renee gifting a sub. Appreciate it. Hype train is closed, it says. Last regular season game, could we get a hype train going? How many home runs does Trevor have? Good question. I think he had 22 coming in, and he's got at least 3, so he's got at least 25. Hype train incoming. Here we go. Bob Golf's bad, gifting that tier sub to our mortal. Thank you, Bob. You have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes when you're a part of these hype train guys. We don't get them all the time, but every once in a while, we're already at level 3 based on, and we hear Tom Gannon up there on Skycam getting pumped up. Hype train. There's Dragon Lady up on the container. She's normally a part of that hype train. The Loco Croco, 100 bits donated to the hype train. Appreciate you guys. Sergeant Mascotti, 37 bits. Appreciate it, guys. Hype train, here we come. Last night of the regular season. Good to finish it off with a bang. Hype train, we like to see it. Man, I cannot wait for next week. Playoff whiffs. When it comes to PLW, nothing better than playoff whiffs. Let's go up top real quick so I can show those guys that hot cocoa koozie. In case you guys didn't know, that's what it looks like. Hot cocoa koozie fits your standard cam. There's only a limited number of these. 75,000 points in the store. Sounds like a lot, but we know a lot of you guys that are those loyal viewers have plenty of those points saved up. Save them up for a hot cocoa koozie. Make a few smart bets, and then you'll end up with a lot more points in a hurry. Sidekick, 100 bits. MKNL Streams, another gift sub. Look at, we are rolling 75% of a level 3 hype train. Hayden saying, stick around for the raid tonight of PLW Gaming. Sean Merciel going to be playing. That will be the show. Rocket League. Opposite field, ground ball there towards Trevor Bauer at second. Trevor does a nice job throwing out Josh Atkins and J-Lo. She's dropping some bits as well. Look at that Corgi, the bits. 1,000 bits from Cat G32. We appreciate you. As Purdy goes opposite field, goes off of Bauer's foot, and that's going to be a double for Jake Purdy. Oh my goodness. There's a chance that mic's muted. If you have mic 1 mute, please unmute it for the moment. As we have a special guest up in the booth for some reason. Chad, let me ask you, when that ball left your bat, did you think it was maybe gone?
I hit that as hard as I've ever hit anything.
That was a rocket.
I thought I might have, but oh well.
It was a rocket for sure.
I'll take a triple. There you go, Bruce. Nice job, big
Bruce
fella.
hits one through the hole, and it's going to be 13-9. You're a home run away from ending this game.
Well,
how fitting would it be if this guy ended this game right now on a home run? He's had 5 home runs tonight. Just an incredible performance by Josh Towers.
Great to see him. If we had this all season, we'd have 10 more wins. 10. I mean, Jesus, 10 more.
Lighting didn't pick up Josh Towers till partway through the season. He was, of course, drafted #1 overall by the Night Owls. And it's just taken him a little while to get settled into his, to being WIFFLE. He hasn't quite adjusted. And he's honestly had a little bit of not the opportunity that a lot of guys who have been a part of PLW has had. We haven't had the access to the field as much as we have in the past. Whereas if he had some practice time, like a lot of these other guys have had in past, he would have been caught up to speed a lot quicker.
Yeah, I did say when Nick had him still about 2 months ago, it's time to let him go. It's just time to put him in the 4, 5, 6 hole and just leave him alone and just let him figure it out because he's got the talent and he's starting to put it together. And now Jake's going to start giving him some pitching lessons, and we're going to get him developed the next season, which we need because my arm's going to fall off if I have to throw too many more innings.
And the guy was a former major league pitcher. We want him to be an absolute. You'd want him to be an absolute workhorse.
Yep.
And you want him to ideally be your ace. Like if he can be your ace, you have 2 aces. Like it doesn't get much better than that.
Correct.
Level 4 hype train guys. Appreciate all those gift subs and bits. As Max Fernandez adds to his strikeout total, man, it's going to be close. I've really lost track of how many strikeouts who has what. Max has a lot.
No, Jake got
has
still,
a lot.
I think.
Jake might have him by a couple, but man, does Max have a lot. Go on back out.
We're going to give Mr. Hewson a little chance to close this one out right now.
Glad to see it.
He's only got 3 batters, though, guys. 3 batters. If I don't like it, Jake's back in.
All right, he's in center field right now. He might not realize it, so you might as well go tell him.
Bruce, get on the mound.
All right. Go ahead and mute that mic #1 for me again, if you would. Here he comes. Look, Bruce. There he is, scampering in from center field. The opportunity, Bruce, the juice, Yuson here has a chance to close this one out. Guys, we're on level 4. We're at level 4 gift subs. Level 4 hype train. We appreciate everybody that's been dropping those gift subs. There's Tinkerbell with 5 gift subs. We appreciate you, Tinkerbell, very much. Thank you, everybody so far who has donated tonight, has been a part of this stream all season. Thank you so much. We love all of you, PLW Nation. Thank you very much for being a part of it. We can't wait to show you what we have in store next week for playoff wiffle ball. It's just going to be awesome. 5 teams that are very, very evenly matched. Any team can win it. I'd love for us to get a poll up in the chat right now, and we are at a complete hype train. Thank you very much, WIFFLE Nation. Let's get that poll up in the chat right now. Who do you think is going to win this PLW championship? Let's get all 5 teams up there and let's see who is going to vote. Level 5 hype train. Let's go, guys. Let's finish this off. We got 4.5 minutes, 38% of level 5. Cody Runnels says, can I spend my points and buy stuff for fans? You sure can, Cody. Go ahead. And if you want, you and I can talk about that. And get stuff purchased. Go right ahead, Cody. If anybody wants, if you want to buy anything for somebody specific, go ahead and reach out to them. We'll figure it out. Hito, gift subs, and boom, just like that. We've completed a hype train. And thank you very much, everybody involved in this hype train tonight. Way to finish off the regular season with a bang. Bombers Lightning here, last game of the season, 270th regular season game. Season opened up, game number 1. The Ones Bombers way back in February 7th, I believe it was. And here we are, June 10th, Friday night. Bruce Yuson on the mound. The MVP for the Lightning. Get an opportunity here to face the manager of the Bombers, Alex Fernandez. Somebody asked how many innings can a pitcher pitch. You can pitch 9 in a series. We play 18 innings in a series, and you can pitch in 9 innings. Even if you only pitch 1 pitch in an inning and get 1 out, that still counts as a full inning appeared in. So you can appear in 9 innings. There's some strategy involved as to when you use pitchers. Alex Fernandez hits one deep, but Anthony Michael is there. Bruce thought he gave up a home run to Alex Fernandez on one of his first pitches, but Alex didn't quite get under that one enough. It's out number 1. Here we go. Home run leader, Mateo Fernandez, against his former teammate, Bruce Yuson. Mateo steps out, calls time. Big matchup here. Royalty saying, shouldn't the Bombers have 10? I think we had a little bit of a typo early in the season. Official scorekeeper Matt Petrikis came on over and told me it was 12-9 at the time. So score is correct, 13-9. Matt Petrikis, one of our best umpires all season. We appreciate everything he's done. David Harley Jr. out there as well tonight. Appreciate him as well. Cody Runnels was out here earlier helping. Oh, he's down in the dungeon. That makes more sense. Cody's down in the dungeon. No wonder I haven't seen him. Appreciate you, Cody. GK stepped up and came in tonight. He's now doing the camera switching. There's Matt Petrikis. Tom Gannon up on Skycam. He was doing a little bit of switching earlier, but Tom likes doing that Skycam. He feels like he's one. Yeah, there's GK and Cody down there. Cody, great graphics guy. Him and I spent at least one night down there this season. Mateo with a knuckleballer towards Chad. Bruce is like, come on, Phillips. You got to make a play for me here. I think Bruce didn't really realize how much spin that had on it. Chad on the ground again. Really, it's really impressive how often the man finds himself on the ground. Man, thanks everybody so much once again for being a part of this hype train. 260 viewers, not our normal 400 or so. Friday nights, we've actually noticed have been our least watched, only by a little. As people, like doing stuff on Friday nights. So we thank everybody that has hung out with us on Friday nights to be a part of Friday Night Wiffle here at Hideaway Field PLW. We love all you. Lionel Simmons going to ground one back to Bruce. Can flip it to Chad. Chance to turn 2. To the backstop and a double play. And Bruce Yuson closes the game out. And the Lightning are going to take 2 out of 3. And the Lightning finished the season strong. It's a little too bad that the Lightning did not quite find enough in game number 1 to put the pressure on this Bombers team, and they swung the bat great. Really all night. A couple of big performances by Bruce Uson and especially Josh Towers. Let's get that poll up in the chat to see who you guys want to see up here in the booth with me for a quick chat. Probably have Josh Towers, Bruce Uson, maybe Jake Purdy, Chad Phillips, maybe Josh Atkinson as well. Seems like a good 5. Congratulations to the Bombers. Bombers win game 270. I mean, the Lightning win game 270. Congratulations to the Lightning. They win the last game of the regular season. And we are Josh Towers, Chad Phillips, Jake Purdy, Bruce Uson, and Bo Evans are the 5 men on that poll. Please hammer those votes in real quick, and let's see who you guys would like to have chat up here with me tonight. Josh Towers with an early lead. Likely going to be coming up here. Makes a lot of sense. The man had 5 home runs tonight. Former Major League pitcher. It looks like Josh Towers is going to run away with this poll. Make sure that mic number 1 is unmuted for me, as Josh Towers is going to make his way up here in the booth to have a quick chat with me. Just talk about a great night at the plate for you, Josh. You had a little bit of on the mound, but not much. Really at the plate tonight, and it was good to see it. I mean, I was kind of telling Trench earlier the night that there was an adjustment period in WIFFLE, and it was only a matter of time before your career pure swing really started to pay dividends in the league, and we saw its level of capability tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Really, I mean, we all play wiffle ball, right, growing up, and we all think that we can do this, and then you come out here and it's legit. And you guys said it, man. There's some really good players, and early it was, I was a lot in my own head. Chasing stuff, my swing was long, and I hurt everything, you know what I mean, negative, and I made one adjustment a couple weeks ago, and it just seemed to click right away, and then you know how it is, once you make an adjustment, then you get pretty arrogant and cocky, and you know what I'm saying, that's a good place to be. And then, then you start paying attention to the pitcher, and he tips a little bit, and you start getting those, and it's been good, man. I just wish I would have been able to help team earlier.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little unfortunate that, that last week of the season is the week you finally do have the big breakout.
Correct.
You've had a couple of good weeks, and when we were teammates, you had a couple of really good performances and some clutch hits and some clutch home runs. And, some great pitching performances this year as well. Your pitching numbers on paper don't look amazing, but if you look a little closer at your stats, you've faced a lot of them, especially earlier in the part of the season when you were really working kinks out. You basically faced the best of the best. I'm pretty sure you faced Vaders, Snappers, Legends, and Sand Vipers, like your first 4 series, and those are all teams in the playoffs and can kill the ball. So that's a heck of an introduction to PLW on the mound.
Well, the first 2 weeks I pitched and actually won those games and did well, and I couldn't even tell you who I pitched against. So, me coming in and not knowing anybody is probably the good thing.
Sure.
And then you learn who's good, and now you're like, I can't. And then I start, again, same thing with pitching, like I'm starting to learn some pitches and stuff, but I just got to get innings.
Of course. It's just repetition, like anything else. You just need more reps. And I was saying,
I need to learn to hit that bottom part of the corner on the outside.
Of course. That's where if the pitchers that, unfortunately, if they miss, a lot of the misses in this league that get punished are the ones up and in. If you cannot be successful as a pitcher in this league, if you're living belt high and up. The pitchers that have a ton of success paint the corners, live at the bottom part of the zone, and it's not easy. But once,
like Purdy, these guys,
of course, Purdy's always ticking off the corners. Gannon's always grabbing the corners, keeping guys off balance. Guys like Stein and Santiwan with dancing knuckleballs. As much as Billy's knuckleball dances, he's looking for corners, and that's where you want to live as a pitcher. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's again, you're trying to I want you to see one thing, but kind of get another, and then they're wiffle balls, so you don't know if they're really going to do what you want.
You may do the exact same thing 10 times in a row, and it might do 4 different things.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing. I got to learn a couple new pitches. Jake was working on me with a couple, showing me some grips and some drop downs. And again, you know how it is. The velocity is a big deal for me. It's hard for me to get the velocity down. So I'm really trying to work to get that at 55 and below. And I think if I can get that down, then it'll help the pitches. And then sometimes, you just if you get them in, I got to take that into consideration. If they started getting in swing mode, then who cares about the velocity? Just throw your pitch, give them something tempting, maybe even add on a little bit. And I have to learn that as well.
Yeah, there's definitely something that these pitchers that have been in the league a number of seasons, guys like Alex Fernandez or Tom Gannon, guys that have 3-4 seasons under their belt, there's just little wiffle stuff or tendencies that guys do that give them an advantage on the mound that you just don't quite maybe know yet, or you don't have everything in the back of your mind. And yeah, just like everything, it's just more repetition, and you'll continue to be more of a beast. And there's a reason you got drafted number 1 overall. There's a reason you got drafted number 1 overall this season. You had a pedigree, of course, and in your stint in the big leagues, of course, your success there, and we saw your ability to swing the bat from both sides of the plate this season, and especially tonight. And it was good to see.
Yeah, again, I mean, I'm glad that I was able to turn it around the last 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it was, because I did catch a lot of heat, rightfully so. I mean, Nick should have been pissed at me. I wasn't really playing very good. I wasn't hitting good. And then when I come over here, you and I had conversations, and I wasn't doing well, and I needed to figure it out. And again, I'm glad I did. I mean, too little too late when it comes to wins and stuff for our team, but, hopefully it does carry over to next year. Hopefully it does give me something. So I'm glad that I learned that I can make the adjustment, that I can get better, that I can hit off some decent pitchers. I mean, we faced some good ones the last few weeks as well. So, hopefully it's something I can, carry on. Because at the end of the day, I don't care about stats. I really just want to.
You want to compete, of
win.
course.
Yeah.
You want to win. You want to win. You want to compete. You want to, you want to execute when you should execute.
When I should, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I do not doubt that what we saw tonight will absolutely continue in the future of PLW, and it's you're going to be a perennial contender and a threat in all aspects of the game, and I can't wait to see it. And one other thing that. It has happened plenty of times this year for the Lightning, but they are the number 10 seed and technically are relegated out of the league. So a lot of tough games overall for the Lightning this year. But really in games, especially in games 2 and 3, it looked like you had a lot of fun out there tonight. You were, especially after all your home runs, you were running the bases like a little kid. You were flying around, throwing the Thor hammer. Really looked like the team had a lot of fun tonight, and that's really good to see. And look, we're trying to win. The league is very competitive. Right. We're all out here to try to win and compete and do our best as we can. But at the same time, we're out here because we enjoy the sport, right?
Right. And I think, and you and I were together for a little bit. I think that's what was lost. What was lost with us, in my opinion, on the other team is like we put fun last and pressure first instead of getting pressure out and just having fun, and then you're able to react and everybody has a good time, and you're allowed to do that and still take it serious, right? And I think that kind of got lost. And once we lost it, like it loosened everybody up, and then you saw what we were actually capable of,
right?
Which is in there. We just didn't know how to get it out, and it was fun. I mean, we have some good players. There's no question about it. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, fun has to factor in.
Absolutely.
Why else are we here?
Yeah, why else are we here? Everybody, if you ask everybody in the league, yes, they want to win and they want to compete and play, and they want to get as much, their stats as much as possible and and prove that they could be one of the best. But we're also here because we flat out enjoy playing the game, and we love growing up playing.
And I'll tell you this: no matter what it looks like, when you give up a home run on the mound, you're pissed. I don't care if you're smiling. I don't care what it is. You're not happy.
Yeah, of course. Nobody wants to lose to the other guy, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. No matter who it is, even if it's one of the best, you're like, oh, that guy's supposed to hit his home runs. Yeah. Well, he's not supposed to hit them off me, right? Yeah. So, absolutely. It was good to see great performance tonight. Thanks, 5 home runs. I think Adam Tanek put it in this chat. You had 4 coming in on the season, and you had 5 tonight. So, but I mean, look, a guy who can put up 5 home runs in one night could easily be the Mateo Fernandez next year and lead the league in home runs.
What a season he had, huh?
Yeah, we talked about he had, I think, 6 home runs. We were talking 6 home runs in his first 21 games.
No way.
And then he had 25 in his last 31 games.
Wow, and they have fun. I mean, again, playing with families are great. That's awesome. The whole family's here. They got the crowd out there. It's awesome. So they have a really good time, but they take it serious as well.
Yeah,
they really do. They know how to blend that pretty good. But no, he takes some hacks. He takes it serious, and to do what he did, and to beat out Chen too, right? I mean, that's a beast, bro. That's a beast. So that was awesome by him.
Yeah, good work for Mateo. Mostly congratulations to yourself and the Lightning on a victory tonight.
Thank you,
Josh Towers. Pleasure talking. Had a pleasure playing with you as well this season.
Likewise.
I'll see you out there in the future. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night, you can hang up here while we sign off here. Tomorrow night we have Monday night. Snappers, Sand Vipers. We officially turn the calendar from regular season wiffle to postseason playoff wiffle. A rematch of last season's championship series between the Sand Vipers and the Snappers. 3-time MVP Taylor Briner faces off the commissioner and the defending champion Adam Tanek and Tom Gannon. Big 3-game series live. Twitch, wild card, first series of the playoffs Monday night. Tuesday night, we'll have Vader's Legends, and Wednesday night, we'll have the Ones against the winner of that Sand Viper Snapper series. I cannot wait for Playoff Wiffle next week. Everybody, I'm sure you're as pumped as I am. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us all season here on PLW. Signing off for the last time in the regular season for Josh Towers, I'm Kyle Lohman. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good night.
What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go! What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go! What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go! What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go!